screen. Let me just make sure you're on screen. Okay, cool. All right, we live, everybody. What's good? It's your boy Khalil. I'm here with Eddie B. How you doing today, man?
Oh man, I'm cool, man. What up, though?
Hey, man, we just getting started, so we're gonna let people, just seep in here, man. But how's your day treating you so far, man? What's going on with it? You good?
Man, so far it's good, man. Shit,
Your day treating you so
just
far,
chilling,
man. What's going
relaxing.
on with it? Okay. Yeah, I do
How,
want to.
how about you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm very focused today. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I got me a
yeah.
little something to sip on. You know what I mean? Just to ease a little bit of the nerves, because it's something that resonates with me very dearly. Let's just say that it resonates with me very dearly, and so I'm honestly, this is the first of many for me when it comes down to it on my stream. I'm trying to center it around mental health Mondays. So this is a part of me talking about my story and advocating for my mental health. And I understand you have a whole different positioning when it comes to this, and so I'm looking forward to hearing this. Um,
All right.
could I mean, while we're waiting for people to just get in here, could you just tell us a little bit more just about yourself and just background? You know what I mean? Whether it's spiritual, you know, upbringing, anything like that. Just so everybody that's tapping in could get a feel of what's going on. W. Bullen.
Um, out here in Seattle, moved here from Detroit.
Okay.
Um, was part of the Remnant. As far as what I thought it was going to be, and then end up being something else.
Right.
Um, Background came up in the church. I was part of the nation and some spiritual stuff. you know. So in and out of job, majority of the time I just ran the streets, coming up. So, but retired from that.
Okay.
So
Can
now just chilling.
Can I ask you? Because we're gonna talk about like things like what is a remnant. At least what was it purpose for you, but what like what drew you to the remnant? Like, did you find it out on your own? Were you already familiar with, you know what I'm saying, the with Andre Taylor prior to this, or you know what I mean? Like, because for me, this was a family situation I was more so living with and involved with, so I really didn't have a choice. You know what I mean when it comes
Okay.
down to it, and obviously we can get into that, but for you, how did you even how did this all come about?
Well, it started back when I was young. I was watching America Pimp,
Mm,
and I was doing some, into some spiritual stuff, and it got to a part when it was Dre, and it was just a voice was like, "That's him." I'm thinking it was one thing, like, we was gonna get together and put this work in, as
mm-hmm.
far as like the community and things like that. But then through my meditations and everything, it came out that it really meant something else. And it was this right here that I was basically preparing for,
Oh wow.
you know.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's some deep stuff, man. So that's why I kind of, I would tap in here and there, and then I was into sin for the P,
Right. I'm
and
familiar.
then when yeah, and then when
Rest in peace, sinful. Is
yeah,
out there into his
when he
family.
started talking about putting the remnant together and things like that, and talking about the things that he did with the community and things like that, I was like, oh man, okay, it's cool, it's time, you know, time to do something,
Time to
because
band up together, and you got a group of men,
yeah,
and we could get together, we could lead, we could
yeah,
do
because
something
I'm
that's
like,
powerful.
yeah, because I'm like I said, I was in the nation. Uh, I was part of different sovereign movements, showing them how to do different paperwork, dealing with the court system and things like that, and I had conquered some things of my own dealing with the system and that court system. So yeah, I was thinking, him with the police accountability and things like that. And I didn't really
The Not This Time
uh
movement, just for those that don't
yeah,
know. Andre Taylor
Yeah,
was known as a street Caesar in Seattle back
yeah,
in late 2016, 2017, 2018, around that time. And so,
right.
okay.
So I
Sorry.
was,
Just so they know.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, like, I never really got into the Bible, but I was familiar with, like, the Hebrew Israelites, and it was saying how, uh, um, when Abraham was talking to God, and he was telling him how, his seeds would be lost in the land that's not theirs, for
Mm-hmm.
the 400 years. And I was like, okay, uh, slavery was like 1619, and you got 2019, which is 400 years.
Right.
But then it's also, I didn't know, it's like it's different times depending on who you listen to determines when slavery started. Because it was
Depending
1619,
on your
then
calendar.
it was yeah.
Yeah.
And then you got, it was like 1529, then you had 1555. So the last time I had looked at it, it was the 16 and 19. I was like, then when 2019 happened and then COVID and all that, I'm like, okay, that's the sign that the 400 years is up.
Right.
And then, then I was hearing Dre talk about the things that he was doing. I was like, oh man, like, yeah, we about to put some things together and become powerful.
So my question is, because I see that you're a family man, and I see your family. When I found out about you, and it's funny too, right? Just because I found out about you from what Dre was posting. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I
Yeah.
called Dre out over a year and a half ago, do my own personal story, but we'll get into that. But when I seen that somebody was calling him out, usually a lot of people don't call Dre out. So even a lot of
Right.
y'all that just watching and mirroring, y'all over here trying to cash out judgment on this man. But why are you so susceptible to believe in this man? And that's something I want to ask anybody out there that you love the Remnant, you a supporter of the Remnant. Do you know what's going on? And so for me, I want to ask you. So when you got a part of this, because I know you have children, right?
Yeah.
Was it a family situation? Did the whole fam come, or you know what I mean? Because I see your children advocating. I'm looking at Soft
Yeah.
Spoken on YouTube. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even shout out to your other daughter. That's your daughter, right? Tori, is that her name?
Yeah. Yeah. Tour.
She reposted the
Yeah.
video and everything. So your family love you. You know what I
Right.
mean? Your family love you.
Right.
You're a good man. You have been around. You raise your kids. I see the video. You
Yeah.
raise your
I raised.
kids.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
was it one of those situations to where you brought your family with you? Was your sons involved more? Like I'm just picking up because I just found out
Yeah.
about you. You know what I mean?
What happened was, we was in Detroit, and my sons already wanted to come out here. So we
Okay.
was already coming out here before Dre even made an announcement about about the Remnant coming to Seattle.
Okay.
So when we first came out here, it was my oldest son, Elijah, and my youngest daughter, Tori. I mean, youngest daughter, Naya.
Okay.
Then I say about a month, maybe a month and a half, then Tori and then my youngest son, Manaz, came out.
Real question.
Yeah.
How old is Naya? Just out of curiosity. I just want to know.
She just turned 23.
23. Dre twice her age, y'all. I just wanted to put put it out there. My fault.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Which, and that's really how all this thing started because of the way he had approached her.
Oh,
It was through the
I
line
want
of
to get into
receiving.
that. I want to get into that. But
Okay, okay,
how'd you get into it though? You know what I mean? How'd y'all get a part of
okay.
it? Because I know you said your sons y'all moving out there, but
Yeah,
that's a lot for a family to
yeah,
show up and support.
yeah.
That's a
So
lot.
we had joined the Remnant like it started December 2022. Then he
Mm.
actually started in January 2023. So
Okay.
first I was listening to him. Um, then what happened? Then my children, my sons got involved because I think like right before they had a retreat down in Vegas.
Okay.
So me and my sons and my wife at the time, we all went to Vegas, hung out down there. Then I think that was like October, March. We had one in Atlanta, and then that's where my daughters came. So
Okay.
all four of us was there. All five of us was in that at the Atlanta conference.
In March of 2023.
Yep. No, that was March of 2024.
Oh damn. Okay, so just that's
Yeah.
that's
So
not that
by that
long ago.
time
That's two
March
years ago.
came, so by the time March came, I was already in it like a year and a half, basically.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um. Now for members and for people to be like a part of this organization, do you all pay like subscription fees? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Is there like there's a monthly fee that they're charging the men in the remnant or what or what's going on with that?
Depending on the class that you in. YouTube was $50 a month, twice a week. Instagram was 20 every Tuesday, and then you had the OnlyFans. It was either Wednesday or Thursday. So yeah, that was the subscription.
Dang. See, and that's crazy though, right? Like y'all paying like fraternity fees and shit like that. Sorry, I'm trying to understand it.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
you know?
Membership fees. Yeah.
Um,
So when you jump into the class, and that's basically how you become remnant.
that's how you. So you gotta pay to get in. So anybody could be remnant. There ain't no type of spiritual revelation you gotta go through. You just gotta have that $20 every Tuesday at least, huh? On
Yeah,
Instagram
and
or
then like now, because it's like you can show up to the Wednesday class, which is free, but it's like until you actually get into a class, don't nobody really acknowledge you.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Um, Now, during how was it for you? Because I just have to understand everything. So that's why I want to understand everything that led up to this. Like during that first
Um.
year, right? During that first year, and a half, right? That you committed to the organization. You got your sons involved, from what I'm hearing, and then you eventually got your
Right.
daughters involved, right? What
Right.
what was that initial year look like, and were there any doubts that you had during that process and during that time? You know what I mean?
Um. You have like the little doubts, but I ain't gonna lie. I mean, uh, compared to the things that I already knew, Dre was lining up with it. Like some of the words he was using, then like
So like affirmed,
even
it affirmed what you
how
believed.
yeah,
If
yeah,
that
it
made sense, you were
affirmed.
like, okay, he's
Yeah.
saying some shit. I can
So
agree with that.
yeah. So even with the whole, so then like looking at him far as a in the activist, like I like the way how he was moving at like that because you never heard like activists using the words like leadership, we coming to conquer and things. So the message that the words he was using, it was making his message, powerful.
Mm.
So
As a black
it's on
man, you
it.
resonated with that just because it's
Yeah,
like you all have similar ideologies, but
yeah,
that's his tactic. Y'all gonna get lured in and conquer. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Whether it's this nation or any nation.
At least then it's like,
My fault, Smoke. We got
and
started early.
I wasn't keeping up with the whole not this time
We still in
movement,
the
but you know how
intro.
every now and then you will hear something.
Yeah.
And then, when they got the law passed and things like that, it was like, okay. But now, looking at it now, when you look back, it's like when he did it by himself, he failed.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't until he had the Seahawks and different things, organizations and stuff like that, that, he had attached himself to. Then it became something because of who was also part of that movement.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Of course, the Seahawks gonna get people attention. You know what I'm saying? And whoever different billionaires that was part of the scene. So yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay. Now that
Then you
makes
hearing the
sense.
conversations with the streets. So in passing, like I said, I'm working, but I'm still kind of like in the street. So this I'm like, oh man, he bringing the people in. Like,
W
I
Bullen.
just wasn't, like you don't really see that like that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Then it's like it's the whole. It was really the whole underdog, like coming from the streets, and the way I was really looking at it, like oh man, like us dudes from the streets about to all get together and shut this thing down. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? We all about to come with different things that we learned from being outside that we all can bring together and utilize, and use it for, towards this system. Not really towards our system, towards the system, but what I'm saying, just to help us,
Help our
get
community.
further ahead.
Help other
Yeah,
young black
education, all that.
men, young
Yeah,
people of color, to say the least.
right,
The
right.
funny thing about it, and a lot of people need to take heed of it, is Andre Taylor, like for me, he's a professional scam artist. He uses his ministry, quote unquote. He uses a lot of different things in regards to lure people in. He's been trying to get a TV show ever since I knew him. When I was 15 years
Mm,
old, he was already pitching with the manager for a pilot with Freeway Ricky Ross to do like some TV show shit. He's always been a part of this. So even with the Not This Time movement, by the way, that was funded by Darrel Maurice Goodley II. Prior to 2020, you gotta understand he used whatever reputation that he has from American Pimp and in the streets to advocate for his police, his movement against police brutality. He was a clean, eloquent speaker that the Seattle police could put forth. That's my own personal opinion. I'm not saying anything as fact, but you all can see it as clear as day. What is he doing at anywhere close to Not This Time right now? Sorry, my fault. I just have to put that out there though. What is
and
he doing beyond that? And then
okay.
I just don't want to. I don't want to get too further into it. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong. I'm a man that believes in redemption in life. You know what I mean?
Right.
But at the end of the day, while he's putting all these salacious allegations against you, you should look up what his brother got locked up for. People don't think I should speak on that. Well, no, you spoke on me. You denounced me. Dre, you said you don't know me. You said you never knew me. You taught me how to shave my face. Imagine you have a man in your life. I'm your uncle. I'm giving you this information. This was beat into me of honor. Oh, sorry. This was beat into me of honor, integrity, dignity, loyalty, and respect. But once you stop being my uncle because of this individual, where was that love? Where is it? Is it true? Is it an unconditional love? What is it? People
Oh yeah.
people are so just wowed by whatever. No, that shit broke my heart. People say, "Oh, you got a personal vendetta or whatever." It's not about feelings. Yeah, right, man. Have somebody come into your life at an impressionable age when you're not around your family and they say whatever to you to get you to believe into their jurisdiction, into their ideologies. You know what I mean? I was consumed within that. And so that's the only thing that I champion. But my question for you is
But let me add to that.
sorry.
And you see that with the remnant now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he come in and it's the whole big brother thing. It's the cool uncle, the cool, and if you have a bunch of, you know, males that's not used to that, they are already trying to find some type of way to be cool, to be down. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And they thinking like, well, who else that can do it is Dre.
They got a pimp
But it's
startup kit, my nigga. Sorry, my fault,
yeah,
y'all.
yeah,
I'm being clean just because I want to be clean, but come on, y'all just can't put on a suit and you just some game. You just some ism. No,
right,
that's not how it
right.
go. You can't just read a
Yeah,
verse and now you ready. Now a woman's ready to just serve you. That's not how it goes. That's not how it
and you
goes.
gotta look,
Sorry.
It been guys up under this information for 3 years and still no woman. And when I
Yeah.
turn around and be like, man, where your woman at, man? How come, what was taking you so long? Oh man, Dre said I'm not ready. I'm just concentrating on myself, obedience and submission. And it's like, wow.
Obedience
Okay, all
and
right, well,
submission. Yeah, nah. And see, that's the thing, man. For all y'all don't gotta just watch a YouTube video. I promise you, you'll get some good game. Watch a YouTube video if that's what you need. You don't gotta pay $20. You don't gotta pay $50 a month. I'm trying to tell y'all. D, hey, everybody in the Remnant, if you there, ask D how much he sent Dre. Ask him. Eddie, you still here? You still here? Okay, cool. Ask him how
I'm
much
here.
money he sent Dre. Ask him monthly. Ask him how much money he sent Dre. Why is D so tied into Dre's finances? And Dre gonna be tied into y'all finances and to y'all sexual activity and your nature. He gonna tell you not good enough of a man to be with the woman yet. You gotta discipline yourself more. For who? You are grown men disciplining yourself for another man. For another man, that's crazy.
Really? Yeah, yeah.
No. You good, Quez? But sorry. So when you went to that the conference in Atlanta, how was it? Like with your daughters and you brought your
Man,
whole family. How was that? Because that's in March of
um,
2024. I want the people to understand
yeah,
where your gripe is at. You know what I mean? I want them to understand that you was committed and then some.
yeah. Man, that Atlanta conference, it was popping. You know, we all came out, as the remnant. Got our hotels and everything, and it was fun.
Did you pay for your own
You know,
hotel?
oh yeah, we had to pay for our own hotel.
Even with paying membership
Uh,
fees?
yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah.
That's crazy.
But you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. To me, it didn't really hurt because you know my wife was working at she had to hook up at the Hilton. Um, I was working part time at Enterprise, so all our everything on our end
It
it
synced
was
up
covered.
as it should. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Got them rice
It was just
rental. Yeah.
basically gas getting there and back. You know what I mean? So, but besides that, man, I'm gonna tell you, the information was cool. The brothers was cool. The Sakari camp, it's another Hebrew camp. They came out. Uh, so it was cool. I forgot where the venue. Oh, the venue was at the hotel. So um, um, yeah, it was. You know what I'm saying? But it was like it was the whole thing of just getting to know everybody because like before you just know everybody getting to know each other online
Okay.
and then it actually pop out and then you run into somebody. So I'm gonna say, um, really honestly, all the way up until like a couple of months, like you would see something here and there, but I tell people like I wouldn't, you know, uh, I would put it to the side because if you speak about it too soon, a person can try to cover it up and make it look a certain another way, and it's kind of like okay, well,
Mm.
so you just had to just sit back and just stack everything up until it was time to speak on something.
I got a question. Did you go to the Hawaii conference?
Yep, yep.
Did you hear anything about Dre and D sharing a room together, a hotel?
I didn't hear about that.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I was
Okay,
just
yeah, I
curious.
didn't
I
hear
was just
about that.
curious. It just something out there. I heard y'all sharing hotels and shit. You know, at y'all big age, I heard y'all was sharing hotels.
No, but you know what? I'm gonna say like, some brothers will go in on the Airbnb.
Mm-hmm. That's
Like a
different. That's
or
different. But
yeah, but as
yeah.
far as like actually sharing a room like that, I didn't hear that.
Damn. Anonymous with the gifted sub. I appreciate you. Nah, I appreciate that gifted. My fault. My fault. So where did it? Cause is there more that let where did it go south? We could get into it. Where did it go south, and how did that start? Because I want to hear your story real quick before I start getting into mine. Not even real quick. Take your time, but I want to hear your story and where did it go south? Okay, that's what I want to know first, and then we could get into everything in regards to me too. You feel me? But
It went south when him and Naya got together.
and
That's when it went south because during the day I had moved out of D spot, so it was just my four children over at D's, but everybody was working except for Naya.
mm,
So I know one day I went to take my Elijah had to go and get his uniform. So
I'll
I
answer that
pulled
in a
up at the
minute, Quez.
house
I'll answer that in a second.
and Drake Carr was outside. And I was like, huh, well, he never been here, during the week. What he doing over here? You know
And
what I'm
that's at
saying?
D's house
So
in
I'm just like,
Washington. That's at his house in Washington, huh?
yeah, in
Okay.
Tukwila. So I was like, okay. So I ended up taking Elijah to work. But then we would have meetings and Naya would be gone. and Trey would be gone, and then it would be like you would see Naya come back, and then a few minutes later you would see Dre come back. So that went on for about 3 weeks. But now I'm watching,
And all
and
four of the
then one
kids are
day,
staying at D's?
huh?
All four of
Yeah,
your
because when
kids?
we first came out here, we was all staying over at D Spot, you know, and then we was working a situation with the state to get to get our own place, you know. But the thing that what held it up was because we would have been had our spot, but Naya was underage, so we had to kind of work it a whole different way compared to what the program was dishing out.
W. Leilani for the sub.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Um, and some of your kids still are with D at his spot in Tacoma
No,
or Tequila?
no. We got into our place in October
Okay.
because it was basically kind of like when everybody came out here. Uh, some dudes got Airbnbs or whatever, but for the most part, we all end up getting a spot in the shelter.
Mm.
So then the shelter was helping everybody get them a place.
Everybody meaning your family or the remnant?
Everybody. So, but
Okay.
like I say, okay, me and Elijah had a room at the shelter, but he was basically still staying over at D, so that way he can be there because everybody else was there.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Manaz, because like I said, it was more so the fact that because Naya couldn't go into the shelter. She
Okay.
would have to go into like a shelter for kids because her age at the time. So
Oh,
that's what
okay.
made us had to stay over at D house a little bit longer because Naya was too young to go into the shelter where we was at.
Okay.
You know, so but that's why I was looking at the whole all that because I'm like when we came out here, man, we was as far as the remnant, like we was pulling the strings on our own because D and Dre didn't know nothing. So
Yeah.
everything that we got, food stamps, we going to the food drive and everything that we got with us, working with each other.
Hmm.
Only thing I'm gonna say they looked out for uh an address, of course, D with us a place to stay, but then it was um um the guy, oh, in the barber, a barber, somebody cut our hair. That's it. Everything else we built.
And what do you mean by built? Like as far as like just the community, the camaraderie. That's what you're referring to.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
We built, like I said, we
So
all end up getting our own. Everything that we did, like I say, D and Dre didn't have no resources.
right.
So
E-
like even with the whole red flags, when we would look at them like, man, y'all, do you know a mechanic? Oh, all the way down in Tacoma or something. It was a
Ah.
whole lot of that. It was like, man, so
It wasn't
actually
no
we had to end up,
absolute.
yeah, we had to build and find our own thing. I'm
Okay.
thinking too, when we came out here, he was gonna have a plug with the city or the state, how big he was talking online. Man, it was none of that.
So you had to fend for
You
yourself pretty
know.
much when you got out
We
there
had to, man, we
until
had to we had to
you could get
fend, we had to
out.
fend for ourselves.
You was at D's house with him and one of his wives type shit, or is it just?
No, they wasn't here yet.
Oh, okay. So he just pretty much
It
let y'all
was
use the
just,
space, essentially.
yeah, and then he would come every other week.
My question
He'll
is,
stay here for a week.
when Dre was sneaking around with Naya, now what what was the conversation like between you and him at that time? You know what I mean? Like, was he talking to you much? Like, what is going on? That's a little weird,
Yeah, we
right?
we was we was we was all cool. He was acting like nothing was going on. You know, he was acting like until like I say they was sneaking, and then when Tori caught them like on the phone late night, early in the morning, he keeping her out till 2 o'clock in the morning. Now, mind you, in the remnant, it was like if you was interested in a woman in the remnant, you had to go step to the father or the big brothers if you was interested and get his okay.
Okay.
Now
And
this was
you're
the
the
rule
father.
that, yeah. So this rule Dre made up. So when he was sneaking, it was like Okay, what's this right here? So then we had confronted him about it. And then it was all the, you know, she's grown. What's the problem? I don't see why. Why? What's wrong? Is it my age? It was all that. Which my
That's
thing
what he
was
said.
this.
That's how he responded.
Yeah, he was man. It was a whole different person. So we man, see this conversation lasted. From, I'm gonna say from about maybe 8 o'clock at night because it was right after class. I'd say about maybe 8:30. This conversation lasted from like 8:30 to almost maybe 11 o'clock at night because there was a lot of back and forth. Which my thing was this, you know, I never babied my kids,
Mm-hmm.
so from the time they was teenagers or whatever, uh, they did what they wanted to do, but it was still structure in what they did. Because mind you, I was still in and out of town. I was still, taking care of my business in the streets.
Okay.
So they took care of the house and all that. I remember I caught a case in Texas and they had everything set up, how the bills was getting paid, how everything, you see what I'm saying? So it wasn't like I was in and out of town and they didn't have no type of structure and they were just running around crazy. They still was taking care of business. I didn't get no phone calls from no teachers. They were still going to school. You know what I mean? It was like that.
Hmm.
So my thing is, I don't, I'm not going to tell two adults what they can and can't do.
Okay.
Because when I ran the streets, couldn't nobody tell me I couldn't sell drugs. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the same way how my father raised me is the same way I raised my children. So even if with the Dre and Naya thing, I wasn't mad about the situation. I was mad about how he went about it. Then that's when I realized what type of man he was. Cause I'm
Okay.
like, if dude would stand up and all that accountability and responsible and
Mm-hmm.
all that manhood and all that carrying on stuff, man, my mother, my father was older than my mother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, coming up, like my uncles was older than my aunties so it wasn't that right there that didn't trip me out. I done had two wives before twice, so the lifestyle wasn't new to me, but it was still the respectful way how he did it.
Okay. And and
you know
and real quick, was she ever in a courting process with Kylan? Cause I seen a picture of them together.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
they
So
met
I was a
they
little
they
curious about
met in
that.
Atlanta.
Sorry.
They met in Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
So they met in Atlanta. So they was talking on and off. Well, I'm gonna say like this. There was conversation when I would ask Naya what's going on with her and KP, it was more so like he would reach out every blue moon, but a lot of times like they'll talk, but he'd be like on the video game. So that's
Okay.
why even with the whole Drake thing, it was kind of like, it was, but the thing is, really, it was like when I found out that they were sneaking, I already know what that was. You was sneaking because you was wrapping her
They were
up.
True Blue. So sneaking as far as like you think that they was being intimate during this time and stuff like that.
I don't know if they was being intimate, but if you sneaking, hey, anything could
Anything
happen.
could
You
happen.
sneaking.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So you sneaking. So my thing is that see, um, if he would have came to me and said, "Hey, whatever, whatever," I would have did like I did with all the other brothers. Like, hey, man, like she gotta like you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because I could turn around and be like, "Yeah," and she could say no. You know what I'm saying? I could
Right.
say no, and then she could say yeah. You see what I'm saying? So, but it was still like I was denied that conversation to have with her.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? To
Which is
see
your
like,
right as her
hey, what you?
father. Sorry, my
Yeah,
fault, but that's your right.
but if you sneaking, he even sent a text in the chat to show everybody the conversation he had. He said, "Don't tell nobody. I think this is the Holy Ghost, and I'm trying to see what the Holy Ghost is trying to do." And what's crazy is he put it in the chat, and the dudes in there still like, no. Pull Dre. You know what I'm saying? It's like my thing is now you got other
The Holy Ghost told him
guys.
to get with your daughter. Is that what he said?
Yeah, but he
What?
did it in a sneak way. He told her like it was like Satan and Eve. He whispered in her ear, "Don't tell nobody. Let's try to figure this out and see if this is a thing." So even on that point, I don't even hold Dre responsible. I hold my daughter responsible because she should have said, "Hey, Dre reached out and said this," be, and then I could have handled it right then and there. See, when I found out about it, they was already hanging out maybe a month. I'm gonna say a month, give or take. You know what I'm saying? But I'm pretty sure it was like a month. I want to say between 4 to 6 weeks. But mind you, he was already kind of like mentoring her. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? They would talk on the phone once a week, just kind of like developing her and things like that. But it was more so like, you know,
Did she,
yeah, I've been out here doing this activist work and things like that. I know she's shy. I just want to work with her, all this and that.
did she?
But it's crazy because I was, huh?
My fault. But did she ever pull you aside and have that conversation with you?
Nah, we found out through the creep. So
But even after
even
they were
with that,
together, did she ever have that
huh?
conversation with you?
No, we never had the conversation. It was like what we did was we fixed it. So it was like a situation like because I said if anybody wanted to court my daughters, you would have to go through the sons. So Dre and my sons was meeting up like once a week. And then I was like, then you would have to go through like the mother. But instead, Tori was here, so Tori was acting as the mother, which Tori was kind of dealing with it. It was kind of like it was. We tried to fix it, but the compromise was still there. You know what I'm saying? What's that? Turn on reaction.
No, you good. You good.
The compromise was still there. So, but it was a situation where it was kind of like, okay,
Eh,
we'll deal with it because it was also like I say, even if I would have been like, nah, I don't think it's a good idea. He already had that month of wrapping her up. So she was already, I
Let
had
him
looked,
land
when
real
we was
quick,
all
Miss
having
I don't do
conversation,
nothing.
I looked at her. And the way she was looking at him, I said, okay, yeah, he already got her. So I can't deal with that situation. I'm gonna have to deal with the lie and the compromise on how it happened.
Because he already
So
had
I just
her
had to,
in,
yeah,
in
he
his
already had her
in his
because
covenant.
they was already hanging out for like I said, at least a month. You know what I'm saying? Of him sneaking around with her and all that. So she already, she's already into it.
Okay.
And then, like I say, I'm not the type of person that's gonna turn around and be like, you know, man, look, the remnant used to get mad at me, even D, because I used to be like, man, look, I throw my children out to the wolves. You know what I'm saying? Go out there and fight, and then come back and tell me how
Hmm.
that happened.
Right.
Don't come to me telling me before the fight. No, you go out there and see how you can figure it out, and then once you deal with it your way, then come back. If you got issues, then come back and then we talk about it. Because now you
Right.
can see your mistakes.
W smoke,
Because
W
I'm not about to
Rasco.
walk you through it. Because I didn't gave you enough that you can figure it out. So that's why I say even on her note, I can't say like people was like, man, I would have, whooped them and all this carrying on stuff. I'm like, nah, uh, I'm not about to go through all that because she grown.
Right.
Now, if she would have been a kid, it would have been a whole different thing. But she grown. I can't tell her who she can and cannot be with because Naya was already with a older dude before. I think we was in Detroit. I want to say she was 20 and he was like 30 or something like that.
Mm.
So it was like,
Hold on. I want.
okay, well, I mean,
I want to
she
answer
grown.
one question because we got a lot of people up in here right now. There's somebody by the name of Quest Talk 101. Why was D sending Dre money? D has been sending Dre money for over 16 plus years, ever since I was in D's guardianship with Dre. Mister, I don't do nothing. We will answer your questions in just a moment. But D has been sending money. I was 15 years old in the car while I'm riding around with D, while he's going on his routes, whether it's to meet up with a bitch, to do whatever. I'm 15 again, impressionable. D has been my godbrother my whole life. Just so y'all know, if y'all think y'all know D, y'all do not know D more than me. Okay, I will tell you that. Okay, and during this time, from when I was in high school, even through college, D paid for Dre's apartments. He paid for his lifestyle, his living. If Dre needed food, he would send him money. He sent him 10,000 to 15,000, 5,000 on a minimal at a time during this time that he was heavily active. Okay, cool. D is a square bear cashier and an emotional bitch. That's my personal opinion. Okay. But here's the thing, Mister, I don't do nothing. So we're gonna answer this, but I'll respond, and Eddie, you can respond. But he said, so you got up there in front of the world and praised Dre and honored their union. Mister, I don't do nothing. Real quick, the Remnant is not the world. That's your world. That's not the world. It's not the world at all. And so they said, did you? Okay, now they're talking about some old federal stuff. They said, so you was honored until your little connect the dot detective self guiding your feelings after your daughter's circle. One, a man,
Well, I'm gonna say this. I didn't.
Eddie. I'm gonna give you a chance to respond, but I wanna talk to some of these people because y'all gonna have to get in here and say whatever. But Mister Dre's army is here. So Mister I don't do nothing. Him getting in the feelings over his daughter, you sound ridiculous, and you sound like somebody that supports women being in a lower light, bro. Let's stick to the interview. Dre's army is here. No, no, no. You're right. You're right. We're gonna sit to the interview. Dre already said D already gave him money. Why is that so big? I'm gonna tell you this right now. It's very big. D paid for the ism. Okay, D has a father, my goddad, Goldie, and he also has another dad. That's his biological dad. You understand me? It's a very big deal. He doesn't give him money. He pays for his life. It's completely different, bro. We're not here for your sissy ass. Ah, yeah, whatever. Sissy, I already know who that is. That's D. Mr. I don't do nothing. That is D right there. Hey, D. Nigga, you don't get no speak on this motherfucking channel, nigga. We gonna time you out for an hour, bitch. Mr. I don't do nothing. You got timed out, nigga. Continue. Let's go. He said, sissy. That's how we knew. That's how we knew who you was, D. Mr. I don't do nothing. Yeah, that's you. You don't do shit, motherfucker. All right. Sorry, my fault. My fault. I don't want us to, you know what I'm saying, get off track. My fault, brother. My fault. They just was in the chat. I know you can't see the chat, so hey, we gonna get them.
Yeah, they gotta do what they gotta do, man. Because it's 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 a bunch of squares that's just trying moving like
Right.
they feel like they somebody now.
Well, yeah, you can't
When
just put
when
on a
D
suit
came
and become somebody.
when D came to Detroit and we was riding down Mac and he seen that dead body, he go, oh, oh, Eddie, I gotta go somewhere, man. I feel sick to my stomach.
He
I'm
be-
like, damn. I'm like,
D
damn, okay, well, you
D
know.
deals with internalized hatred because he's too light, and that's not me on some colorist shit. That's because I dealt with it straight up. You know what I mean? Emotional, just like your guest, salty spoken. So look, salty spoken. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm gonna give you a lesser timeout because I want to see what you talk about. So I'm gonna time you out for 5 minutes. Yeah, man. Now we gonna get back to everything. While y'all is in here, I'll time y'all out and I'll let y'all have the chat. But when I was in Dre's live with Naya just a little bit ago, he kept on blocking me from the chat. What's up? I'll let y'all get y'all word off. But Mister, I
Oh,
don't
they
do
they
nothing.
they they gonna do that. Like go into their Wednesday class. As soon as you say, "Hey, block," watch them. When you watch Wednesday class, everybody's in Wednesday class like this, looking at their phones so they can block any and every
Mm-mm.
little thing that pop up. They skip. They don't want the message to get out. That's why
So
Dre be like, "Oh, we're not into numbers." Yes, you are.
so
Yes, you are.
when so you said y'all kind of found a bridge in the situation after your disagreement,
Yeah,
right?
we try to, because it's like it happened, so we try to make it acceptable. But how can you unsee the compromise? See, once you see it, it's like, okay, it's there. If you talk all this big stuff about women, I make them wait 6 months before I touch them, before I have sex with them. Dang, now you got pregnant like a week later. Oh, but she's my wife. Everything is an excuse. But like I said, we made it acceptable, but you still lied.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like I said, it's like and these these niggas goofy. It's like me and you turn around, we make a deal, and we say, yeah, we gonna split 50 grand, and we gonna split this after we do this thing right here. And then later on you find out it was 100 grand.
Okay.
Now you come back and talk to me and be like, hey man, I heard it was 100 grand. See, the remnant is so dumb to them, it's like, well, you can even bring it back up. It's in the past now. It's like, nah, nigga, I'm still gonna ask about my money. What happened? What happened with this?
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? But then you got a lot of square dudes that wasn't even running the streets over there. You see what I'm saying? So a
Yeah.
lot of things that we talk about, they only watched it on TV. They listened to man. Look, you go watch the videos and look how square they are. You know, uh, ex wannabe alcoholic gangbangers. A
Yeah.
bunch of if I wasn't in the remnant, I used to be looking at them and I'd be like, man, I don't know besides my sons. I'm like, it's nobody in here that I would really fuck with.
Yeah.
Like outside. Even when I was like, we was trying to like, hey y'all, let's get put something together, we can make some money and things like that. You see, my son started soft spoken, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's probably Jay who did the salty spoken because he wanted to do his own podcast. But it was a bunch of copycats. It was like nobody thought on their own. I made some pins that said war. Another brother was like, "Yeah, Eddie, I don't think about doing the same thing. You know, you mind if I was to do some war pins?" I'm like, "Nigga, I just got 300 made. Now you
Right.
want to do the same thing that's already out." You see, when they made the salty spoken channel, they were so happy that we've been here for a year, and that's the first thing they done did since we've been here. A copycat channel, and then they did an Eddie B channel. That's the only thing they did since they've been here a year.
But
Just to
they
show you, we
don't.
came here to conquer and
Yeah.
be leaders, and the only thing they can do is, what did they do?
Yeah.
Oh, we gonna use their name. It's like, man, a bunch of man,
And
man.
and and,
I,
and the soft spoken
I just want to
channel.
be. When I get that call, I just be want to be like, come on, like,
Yeah.
come on, man, 'cause, man, go ahead,
So
man.
so all right. You all build a bridge, and after this bridge is built, how long does that last? You know what I mean? Before we reach to where we're at right now and today. You know what I mean? Like, how
Well,
long was it cool? What was the things that you noticed in between? Because you're convicted. And I think a lot of people, what I don't like is you're Naya's father.
yeah.
And we see a man and everybody that y'all supporting this young lady denouncing her family. Why are we okay with
And
this?
not only that,
Why?
you see, I just did a video earlier about the human trafficking thing. He had 4 counts. And
Mm-hmm.
he tried to say, I didn't know her age. When you read that paperwork, he knew her age.
D and
You
Dre
don't
like to
fly
find
somebody
broken
on an
women.
airplane and they got to show their ID.
Yeah.
But these are the dudes. That's why I say I don't even talk to them because they dumb. They don't even know. They don't know. Cavassier, Dre had to explain to him what multiples of threes is, and that goes to show you like the mind of these dudes. I said, man, I hope somebody in the remnant her turn around and knock Cavassier daughter. She
Yeah.
was 14. I'm like, yeah, let somebody sneak behind his back. He'd be, oh no, my God, you are the bombs. He'd be quick to Dre. Had that phone call to carry on, but you know what? They already disliked me because I had a dad.
Mm-hmm.
If you come in the remnant and you had a dad, and you say, oh man, well, my dad used to tell me, oh, you had a dad, it becomes an issue. None of them dudes grew up with their dads.
Mm-hmm.
But
And
I was gonna say, the issue came. See, once we had the discussion that night. Dre said, "Don't tell nobody in the remnant. We gonna keep this a secret until we." I said, "Damn, we about to go back to that again." So I told 3 people what was going on because I said, "Nah, this gonna kind of backfire."
yeah.
Cause I'm like, if everything's supposed to be transparent and we don't hide nothing, we men around here and all that. I'm like, it's a lot of sneaking be over a female,
And make
even
sure
if
your
it is
phone's
my
charged
daughter.
too,
Rather
just in
if it
case.
was,
My fault. Make
huh?
sure your phone's charged too, just in case. So it's
Okay.
charged, right?
You know what?
I seen you start glitching out a little bit, so that's why. But you good. You can even turn the camera
Okay.
vertical if you want
Yeah, I
to.
had like 60 or something like that. But
Okay.
okay, it's plugged in now.
Over a female,
But the
my
thing
fault.
is that yeah, so like I said, I wasn't tripping at that, but I'm watching the way he's moving now. Cause I'm like, you were just sneaking and now you want us to sneak again. So I'm like, if you were, to me, that's a compromise. So if you're gonna compromise this right here, what else are you willing to compromise?
Right.
But of course, like I said, that's why I don't even deal with the remnant because to them, to them it's just a brotherhood that they can just do goofy stuff and just scream obedience and submission. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's no information besides that being spreaded. Everything that comes out their mouth is gonna be obedience and submission.
Mm-hmm.
So when you talk about, yeah, so what you doing? Yeah, man, I'm just being obedient and submission. Okay. Well, hey man, yeah, I see no girl looking at you, man. Would you go over here and holler at her? Hey man, I'm just over here in obedience and submission. I'm like, damn.
So that's what they're teaching the men in the
Yeah,
remnant is to be
everybody, everybody is
men and the
obedience.
women.
Yeah, it's obedience and submission. Which is like the way you spin it is cool at first, but I'm like 3 years in this, and y'all still screaming the same thing.
Yeah.
3 years later, that's to me, that's when it started looking sorry, and it's like, okay. And then, like I say, the one time we was over at D House, and he said that he calls Dre every day before, during, and after every situation to make sure he's on top of it. And I'm like, damn, dude, you in your 40s and you calling this dude every day about a situation? Like I said, put in the other video, what the F am I doing here?
Yeah.
Because I'm not trying to put myself in a situation where I'm calling somebody. You heard, like on my daughter video, she wants a man that's gonna stand. She don't want some man that's calling Dre every day. And
Mm-hmm.
see, that's when the Remnant really started getting mad at us. Cause we was like, nah, we ain't call. Like I have never called. When Dre got with my daughter, he was calling me every week for help. And I'm like, well, of course they're not gonna believe this because to them, he's God.
Right.
But she didn't got up on Wednesday night classes and was like, yeah, I talked to my dad and my dad said this. Yeah, I talked to my dad and my dad told me this. Dre was calling me every week. So I'm looking at it like, y'all bragging about calling him every
I'm
day,
asking
but yet
questions in
he
a
have a
second.
situation and now he's calling me. I have never called Dre about a situation.
Yeah.
Never. It's
There
like,
there is a question in the chat. They say from the outside looking in, why you choose to blow now versus earlier.
um, why I choose to blow now? It was, I'm gonna tell you,
1 second, Rico
with
Juno.
him and Naya,
I'll answer that in a moment.
like I just said a few minutes ago, first of all, that was still always in the back of my head. Like, it's like I'm gonna give, I don't know if that person is a square or whatever,
It's
but
okay.
that's like you and your man's running the street and he got down on you. He apologized, y'all make it right, but it's still in the back of your head,
It didn't sit well.
like it don't sit well. You see what I'm saying? And then you do it again. So, matter of fact, anybody in the remnant that was around, like Wednesdays, sometimes I would leave early. Sometimes I wouldn't show up. And then it was Saturdays. So Saturdays wasn't mandatory at first.
Smoke
But
one
then he
second.
made it mandatory that, Wednesdays and Saturdays. I'm like, oh man, I'm not about to give you all my time. But it was really when Joseph left.
I'm
And
gonna
I
let him
watched how
land
he
on my
played
ass.
Joseph. Because first it was Joseph. It was like, oh, he just not gonna show up to Wednesday nights. You know, he'll basically just come when he can, but he gonna still be in the classes, whatever. And it was like, okay. Then a couple of days later, it was, oh, he left because of a female. So I watched that switch right there. So I didn't been, I didn't have some homeboys that would do shit like that, where if they felt like, like you didn't want to be down no more, you went and got your own spot, and you want to go sell dope somewhere else and carry on, how they would
Mm-hmm.
feel some type of way, especially in them 80s. You know what I'm saying? If you was part of a crew and you walked away from that crew, a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, you got dealt with behind stuff like that. You watch some
Mm-hmm.
old 1980s dope movies, you know what I'm saying, being part of a crew. So when he did that to Joseph, I was like, man, Joseph was a stand-up guy. And I was trying to call Joseph, and Joseph wasn't answering my phone. But I was like, um, I said, well, maybe he did leave because of a woman. But then somebody else told me what happened, that D had got down on one of the guys' mellow grandmother for 8 grand. Now, any other time, they want to put you in a circle. So a circle was kind
Wait,
of
wait,
like a
wait.
check-in, like you did something.
You said D got 8 grand from Melo's grandmother.
Oh yeah,
Um,
the auntie in here. She said she was watching.
um,
Yeah,
what?
and
All right.
so when Joseph left, I told this person that told me this information. I said, man, I bet you D had something to do with that.
Yeah.
And they kind of gave me a, hmm, and I was like, it was at that point. So it was really at the point when Joseph left. I was like, and then it's the fear, the covering. You leave, something gonna happen. It's the covering. I'm
Mm.
like,
Nah.
man, you ain't about to get. And that's when, because he was used to always use the whole thing about sinful. That sinful had died because he had talked against Dove and Dre. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
already, like I put in my other videos, I know how that voodoo work when you try to pump, how to promote the fear, and it's kind of like the when you break a mirror.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like you might do something a year later, but your mind gonna be like, oh man, it's because of that mirror I broke. So he got to promote that fear. So anything that happens, you're gonna be
D
like,
is
dang
my
man,
god brother. I've
I
known
should
him
have
my
stayed
whole
with the
life. He
remnant.
was just my
And I ain't gonna
guardian
lie,
at
man.
15.
When I
Rico.
first left, it was because every day it was Drake. You know what I'm saying? From that 7 to 8 or 7 to 8:30. So he had it. He had that space rented in my mind. You know how they say rent a space in somebody's mind. So he had that space. So when I walked away, it was like a, dang, what I'm gonna do with this time now? And a couple of times I was like, man, I should go back. I should go back. But then it was like, me and Guy had a conversation because when I finally did talk to Joseph, Joseph said he had 3 dreams in one night, and each dream told him to leave.
Oh damn.
And everything that's going through right now was in his dream.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, he texted me the other day. He said, man, you remember what I said the second dream was about? And I was like, nah. And he was like,
Rico,
betrayal.
now I'm gonna time you out. My fault. My fault. They in the
You on
chat.
mute. Okay, there you go. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
I
like
got me.
betrayal. And I was like, and he's like, man, look at what you're going through right now. And it's kind of like, one minute brother saying, oh man, it's all love. And then you turn around and you have a disagreement. Because mind you, all this was based off because all I asked Dre was to apologize.
And he
I
didn't
said,
want to
man,
apologize or what?
and he didn't want to apologize. So you got all these dudes acting retarded, going through all that, and all I asked, listen, like remember I told you we got in front of it, but it was still there. And I told him, I said, man, for this to go smooth and for us to be a family, you got to fix this.
Yeah.
So I'm like, because I'm still looking at the compromise right here. So I'm like, man,
Rico, give me a
I
moment.
think you should go in front of the remnant and on the live and apologize to everybody. Acknowledge what you did and apologize. That's all he had to do.
Yeah.
But instead, he ran to the remnant, and you see all the stuff that they're doing. Now they feel like, but it's funny because now everybody who's reaching out to me
Mm-hmm.
that was part of it. They watching how they moving, and now everybody's leaving.
Yeah,
So
everybody's
everybody is watching.
scrambling.
They're watching their example.
So I don't mean to cut you off because there's a lot of information, a lot of because this experience is valid. Now we got people in the comments. I've been asking questions. Rico, first I'm gonna just answer this. We're gonna get into my story and my relationship with D. Like I said, Rico, D was my god brother. He's been my god brother my whole life. He taught me how to fold clothes. He taught me how to fight. Dre taught me how to literally shave my face. I have a true relationship with these men. You all, uh, whether you're fans, participators, whatever, Eddie has a true connection with this man. He could be upset at Dre. His grandchild, Dre's going to be the father of his grandchild. You know what I mean?
And let me cut you
Um,
off right there. And that's why I asked for the apology.
exactly.
Because I'm like, dude, we building a family, and this right now, this family, even though we looked over it, it's still built off a lie
Mm-hmm.
and a compromise. So you talk virtue for a woman, and you made my daughter play herself.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
They
So
took
I know
advantage of
just
it.
like if any, yeah, so any other man that's in the remnant, if their daughters was violated like that,
Mm-hmm.
if I told, see the way how they feel about me right now, if I was sneaking behind their back with their daughters and all that, and tell their daughters not to tell anybody, and if they were to turn around and say, hey Eddie, the way you was moving like that, nah man, you need to go up and that. Guess what? I would have not only would have got on the live and apologized, I would have apologized, uh, I would have acknowledged what I did, and I would have knocked out 250 push-ups.
Yeah.
So now it's like
Leave
we
and join
supposed to
back if it's
stand on
lagging.
accountability.
Um,
So how is it that everybody else is supposed to stand on accountability, and then when Dre do something out of bounds, now it don't matter because it's Dre? Nigga,
mm,
we all supposed to be leaders over here, not just one. So when
uh,
did it switch to only one person a leader now? And Tory, I put it just like how they turn around and say, "Oh, you could get up on stage and acknowledge and all that." I said on stage that we argued for like 3 hours that night, and this what the argument was because Tory asked him, "Is this cool the way you and Naya was moving? Is that cool for everybody in the remnant, or is that cool for only you?" And he said, no, everybody can do it. So that's why when her and Rob started courting, it became an issue because now he want to hold Tory to the old ways.
bit talk, bit
But when we
walk.
sat down, like I said,
Just
when we
chill
got in
out,
front
brother.
of it,
We're gonna get
we
to
said,
that.
okay, we changed the rules. This is how it is now. Two people, I asked Dre, I said, so you telling me if a man and a woman want to go out and spend a weekend somewhere by themselves, it's cool. He said, yeah, they're accountable. I said, okay. He said, they got to get to know each other. I said, okay, cool. It makes sense to me.
Hmm.
But now I'm watching my other daughter court, and now it's, nah, the other rules coming back. And then I went into class. I said, well, hold on, man, because you said, I know what we had agreed to. See, and that's why everybody is on some goofy shit because they doing a whole lot of stuff and they don't know what was discussed.
They
Because
don't
we
know
was
the
looking
inner
out for the
conversations
remnant.
between you all.
Yeah, so we looking out for the remnant. You see what I'm saying? Is
Mm.
it cool for the remnant to move like this? Well, we agreed the remnant can move like this. So that's why when Tori and Rob was doing what they was doing, now they want to hold the old rules. Now it's an act. Now Dre was like, no, I don't know why she doing that. Me and Nadia wasn't moving like that. And I had to look at him.
So,
Say, nigga, first of all, y'all lied for a whole month. Didn't nobody even know y'all was courting.
yeah.
Every brother who was interested in Naya came and talked to me. Then what was crazy, because out of all the brothers that hollered at Naya, Naya was interested in Joseph. Naya went and talked to Dove about it, and then she told her to go talk to Dre, and Dre shut that down. Now we know why he shut that down.
Right.
Because Naya was into Joseph.
So real quick. So we got somebody in here, probably somebody that is of Dre's background, but they want to know about the relations that. So I seen the videos that y'all are seeing as far as some of the allegations that they're putting on Eddie B here. But what y'all have to understand is Eddie B raised all of his kids. Whether or not y'all agree with whatever situation that happened, you know what I mean?
None of them have. None of them done that.
Yeah. So they wanted you to confirm your age. They wanted you to confirm the age gap. And if your BM was younger, if you don't want to address it, that's completely up to you. You know what I mean? But
I mean,
they're in here.
I said she was younger,
Mm-hmm.
but you gotta remember too. Dre was 30 when he had old girl when he was charged with 4 counts of human trafficking. When he talking about he don't know her age,
Mm-hmm.
he was pushing 30. I was 20. So if let me get this straight, I'm 20 and made a mistake, and I turned around, had children with her, stayed with her through all the stuff that we've been through. You know,
Mm-hmm.
she done went out and did her thing, but we have a family together.
It's not
He had
about if
old
his
girl get
kids
up
told
there and
y'all.
lie.
My
He
fault.
had to get up there and lie and say that, oh, he didn't know. He didn't. He's still saying that 30 years later that he didn't know that she was underage. Not according
So
to
you condone
that
an
appeal,
adult sleeping with a
because
minor just as
you
long as he
can't
take
put
care of his
nobody on a
kids?
plane without
No.
ID. If you just met her in Vegas and flew her to San Francisco, when you just met her, she had to have ID. You knew her age.
Mm-hmm.
So 4 counts. You know what I'm saying? Then
Four
I
counts
got
of
I ain't
a
gonna
pimping a minor though. A pimping a minor. Trafficking,
yeah, it was
pimping. He pimping.
yeah. And so underage pimp. So if you underage pimping and you got 4 counts, that means you got caught. That's 4 charges in one case.
Okay.
Four. Like, come on, man.
I just
I
wanted to
hey
ask that
hey
just because
hey
they
I don't have any human trafficking cases, and he just got off the sex offender list what a couple of years, what one I'll say maybe 2 years ago.
D try to say
Yeah,
that.
I don't have none of that.
Yeah. So when did you start going on this campaign towards Dre?
When I asked him to apologize about a month and a half ago.
A month and a half ago. Okay. Now Quest Talk, we gonna let him chat until it's too much. We just gonna let him have a conversation right now. These guys are asking questions that have already been answered. Also, Rico Juno, how long
And
have you been
they
following?
gonna do that, man. They gonna
Yeah,
they can't think like
Rico Juno, you said you've been following me on IG, but how you following me and tied in with Dre and everybody? That there's only family members that follow me that are tied in with Dre and D and stuff like that. You is not one of them, so I don't understand how you would know me and stuff. You could just be who you are in the chat.
see,
See,
and that's the thing that trips me out, which I'm glad that I'm gone. You
so
see
you
all the
gotta wait. Hold on,
lies.
hold on, hold on, hold on. Give me a second. So you got a pedo on your live, but your hate runs so deep, so you can't see the lies that he's speaking. Salty spoken. Just to be quite clear, you're talking about a man that raised his children. Okay, cool. If y'all disagree with the age limits, that's completely fine. That term wasn't identified as a pedo until 2010s. People's grandparents got 10-year age gaps and some more crazy shit. No, I'm not over here to justify it. But if this family has already dealt with that, nigga, I'm 30 years old, my
Hold on,
nigga.
hold on. But you see, I'm still waiting for them to deal with Dre and his pedophile, sex offender and all that. They don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk
Yeah.
about their
And
hero and all that. But guess what?
and
But guess what? But guess what? The world is talking about it
well,
now.
let's talk about some other things real quick. Let's just get off topic real quick. But you agree with it? No, salty spoken. Do you agree with Darrel beating Rashad? That's 13 years old. Rashad is a cousin of his girl Jock, and he was beating him so bad that the school got involved. This is recent. This is recent, just so y'all know. Do you agree with Darrel beating the living shit out of kids? Do y'all want me to pull up the video? Y'all want to see the video, chat? Y'all want to see the fucking video? Eddie, I'm about to show the video real quick. Okay, give me a second. Let me show y'all this video. This was recorded by D on my phone in motherfucking 2013. I was 17 years old in this video. Y'all want to see how D was roughhousing with me? Y'all want to see how D was roughhousing with me? Look at this. Y'all gonna be like, oh, that's just fighting or whatever. No,
Yeah, you know,
I dealt with
yeah.
this abuse from D.
No, you know what?
My
They gonna watch you
whole
like this. This is how they gonna watch you.
They're gonna watch it like this, eye closed. I dealt with this abuse from D my whole life, okay? My whole life, okay? When I say my whole life, okay? He used to hold me down for hours. Y'all say wrestling? Y'all wanna know wrestle? I wrestled my whole life. I'm a damn good wrestler, my nigga. I broke my ankle, 8th grade, wrestling, my nigga. I'm telling you, I'm not capping about any of this shit going on. So when it comes to D, he will hold me down and fight with me for hours. Rico, you try to say, why was I in D's possession or whatever? My mom sent me to live with D to provide me a better opportunity. I failed my classes as a freshman. D was doing good in life. I was only supposed to be in Colorado for a year. He convinced my mom to keep me and my nephew Jaden, who's 6 years younger than me, for 3 years. He beat us. Everything before the Remnant, we got beaten to us, my nigga. Through honor, integrity, dignity, loyalty, and respect. And if y'all don't think a man could be emotional, then y'all just unrealistic. It's okay to have emotions. You know what I mean? But listen to this. Big talk, big walk. All y'all, look at this.
No, stop. Ow.
This is me, and this is D recording.
No, stop. It's already gone.
Ask me about D, I'll tell y'all.
Keep walking. Come on, man.
He see him. He choking me. He got his knees on my shoulder. He's playing with his balls while hitting me and shit. I'm 17, and this is light. This is light. This wasn't even the worst I went through. He's not even my blood. It's a 5-minute long video. I cut it into 2 minutes for y'all.
K. Perkins, y'all.
K. Perkins, y'all.
Okay.
So cool. That's the first video, right? Here's the second one.
Right here.
Look, and look, who's that? Y'all see that light-skinned dude? That's D. Look at what he's doing. Hold my arm, hit me in the same spot. I dealt with this on a daily. I did not want to roughhouse with him. If I fought more, we would fight for longer. This is who y'all champion though. This is the Remnant.
That's yeah. No, that's who they scared of. Like I said, man, it's a bunch of them dudes.
Yeah, they scared of D. D get hurt fucking with me now. D don't even want to see me. He don't want to see nothing about me. I promise you that.
This was happening to punks on the block.
Hey man, like that's on my end. That's why I'm not even worried about.
That's my other nephew, Jaden.
You know, dudes asked me for the address. I sent the address. They dudes know where they meet up at. So I'm done with them.
Big talk, big walk. I heard a laugh. Big talk, big walk. You could get in the Discord. Big talk, big walk. We could put it together. I don't give a fuck who you are, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. This is supposed to be a conversation we could talk about it. I'm letting Eddie get his shit off, and I could tell y'all what I went through. But just so y'all want to know, you feel me? I got everything here. Okay, this is my nephew Jaden. I took this when I was living with D. Looked like y'all were roughhousing, but I wasn't there. That nigga is not my family or my brother. He should not be roughhousing with me like that. Y'all gotta understand this. This is my nephew Jaden. We both live with D. But look at this. Look, just so y'all can see that I'm not lying about anything. This is Darrel Goodley. And you see his brand, Rider Friendly. You see that right there? Nigga, I helped that. I helped with all that. Start all that. You look tough. Send the link, big homie. You look tough. Big talk, big walk. Hit me up on my Instagram, and I'll call you right now, my nigga. I'll call you after the live. Hit me on Instagram. Cool and KTV. Big talk, big walk. If you're not no scary bitch. Sorry, my fault. No, Cap, he's not blood at all. He's not my blood. Y'all over here talking about roughhouse, and I'm telling y'all I went through abuse. That wasn't it. I told y'all that was light. But y'all over here, y'all still not understanding what's going on. His baby mama mother? No, his baby mom filed a report on him. Why are you going off on chat members? Because this is my chat, nigga. What are you talking about? You in Washington? Nigga, I'm not in no Washington. I'm in California. I'm from Washington. You know, hey, and just so you know, any of you new niggas in Washington, y'all don't want to fuck with me right here. I'm from one of the biggest black families in Seattle. Ask about the Cheathams. I got 29 first cousins, 68 second cousins, my nigga. We could put anything together, however you want it. With all the explanations you've given, it seemed like you've had it good. Salty spoken. Salty spoken.
Oh, he jealous. Yeah, Jake jealous.
He said you seem like you had it good. You don't even know me, partner. Who's Jay? Who's Jay? Hey, these clowns are trying to rationalize it. So look, I'll get into my story. Just so you can understand, Salty spoken. So I'm going to tell y'all certain things that was good. You know what I mean? As far as that helped discipline me in whatever kind of way, whatever the case it may be. Other than you laughing while you're roughhousing. That's not roughhousing. That's somebody picking on me, my nigga. Fucking with me. I never seen this side of you on IG at Cool and K. Rico, Juno, whatever, if you're D or whatever, they said that isn't Jay. All I'm going to tell y'all is this. When I lived with D, okay?
Yeah, I know who it is. I know who it is.
When I lived with D, and beyond that, before I lived with D, let's just get into it. Him and my goddad, Goldie, used to wrap me up, and I'll show y'all the blanket. Give me a second. I'm gonna show y'all some shit. You feel me? So look, my mom used to crochet blankets, okay? She used to crochet blankets. I was so small back in the day, D and my goddad, when D never used to talk to black women. Fun fact, y'all. He only dated white girls most of his life until he met his baby mom. His first baby mom, okay? Just so y'all know. Since y'all think y'all know D, that nigga had dated. Ask him about Desiree. Ask D about Desiree about his first Suburban, since you niggas know so much about D. You know what I mean? Him and my goddad would wrap me up in this blanket, toss me around like a football, then they throw me in the closet, my nigga. I love my goddad. I had hella fun with my goddad. But my relationship with D, he was always jealous of the relationship I had with my goddad, which is the man that raised him. So when I used to answer my door or answer my phone, my mom in the chat, you feel me? But when I used to answer my door, there was one time I answered my door in like the 4th grade. I knew D was coming over. He was coming over to get his hair braided. If y'all know D, if y'all feel like y'all know D, D used to have real long hair, ponytail. Used to get braided all the time. I answered the door. I think I'm 8, 9 years old. This grown nigga, he probably like 19 at the time, something. Smacked me right in the nose. My shit leaking. You feel me? I dealt with fighting with D for hours and hours on end my whole childhood prior to living with him. You know what happens when me and D would fight? He'd kiss me on my cheek, call me pretty, and call me a sissy. Y'all know what I mean? You feel me? When I moved to Colorado, and I dealt with a lot, but when I moved to Colorado, this is the rules and this is my daily routine. My daily routine, okay. Mate's a good match. Okay, big talk, big walk. Bullen, you could time big talk, big walk out at any given time, bro. Bullen, you could time that nigga out because he's just been in here trying to talk shit. So I'm going to get the story off. When I live with him and I'm trying to make myself into a better man, you know, through the principles, honor, integrity, dignity, loyalty, and respect, praying to Yahweh, which y'all got to understand is before the Remnant came, the first 2 students was me and my nephew Jaden, okay? Besides D. You understand me? And whatever women that they was with at the time. Okay, cool. This is what people would think on paper is good. I would come home. I would eat. Okay. I would read for an hour, write a paragraph. I'll do my homework. I'll study for an hour. I'll run 3 miles. I'll lift. And then clean the kitchen. And then go to sleep. Cool. That's my daily routine. When I lived with D, I was grounded. Meaning I didn't have a cell phone. I couldn't connect with my family, anything like that for about 3 years, y'all. For the whole duration.
They kind of sound like the Remnant.
Exactly. So what pretty much what would happen is, let's just say, and I'll show y'all the house that we lived in. I'll show y'all everything. I put it up on the web pages. But you know, I would clean the counters every night. We had marble counters. You know what I mean? At the time when I'm cleaning the counters every night, if there's a small smidget of syrup or anything, crust or anything, I'm getting waken up in the middle of the night by D. By D. Whether it's getting physically abused or having to deal with this over and over. I went through a lot dealing with D. I went through a lot. I'm not even covering everything. You understand me? But I was speaking about it last night on my stream. You know what I mean? As far as some of the physical and verbal abuse. But y'all got to understand this. When just did the same thing of his nephew, video footage of him bending the finger all the way back and literally injuring him. So I'm going to tell y'all one thing. Okay, so look. Back when, and I'm gonna just get into it. Back when me and my nephew Jaden is a quarter black. His mom is white. His mom was D's best friend, okay? His mom is the reason D started getting into the streets, okay? Me and Jaden moved to Colorado when D gets his first house out there in Aurora, Colorado. Jaden is very light-skinned, and right around here in Colorado, it gets cold. It's dry, like it's super cold out in Colorado. At that point in time, Jaden used to get a little red ring around his lips. And Jaden was about 8 years old at this time, and D used to say to him, "Nigga, it looks like you sucking dick." And Jaden didn't know how to control this. He didn't. Nigga, you know what D did to this little boy? He cut his hair like Elmer Fudd and made him go to school. And then when he didn't have the Elmer Fudd, he cut everything out and just left one. This is 2 separate locations. He left one curl in the middle of his fucking head. And my nephew went through this. You feel me? When I left for college, y'all got to understand everything that y'all learned at the Remnant, he had to do at 10 years old. And he was expected to learn this at 10. And when I was at college, D beat the living shit out of him. He doesn't even believe in God, y'all. But y'all advocating for this man. During this same time that D was beating the shit out of him, I was just telling Eddie, I got a D in horticulture. I'm 18 years old. When I was 18 years old in college, prior when I was 17, I worked at Skate City in Aurora, Colorado as a DJ. D, which is good, told me to save all my checks and get my money from him. He would break me off a little bit of money, which you all would think is nice. That's great. That's completely fine. When I was in college, if I spent even $5 of that money, I'm getting cussed out by this nigga D. Long story short, I get a D in this class in horticulture. That spring break of 2014, I'm 18 years old. And this is when I decided enough was enough. We talking about Eddie leaving, this is when I left. We driving from Fort Collins, Colorado to Denver for an hour, and I'm getting my ass beat. He holding the wheel, bam, 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 smacking me, and I'm taking it. Because I'm thinking that that's what obedience and submission. Obedience and submission. So, y'all got to understand with D, he used to do not just physical, he would do mental things. Well, I used to get chopped in the throat, y'all. Y'all don't know what I've been through with this man. But even then, like, my senior year of high school, let's just talk about that. My senior year of high school, right? Nigga, I must we started school that late. Dre was around during this time too, cause Dre seen him ground me. This is around the time that Dre taught me how to shave. Cause I liked how Dre shaved and I want this nigga, I'm just getting my mustache. You feel me? So I wanna look like, you feel me? I wanna look like that, you know? And so long story short, I had a C on my progress grade because I started school late. It really wasn't even my fault. Okay? Yeah, D did not graduate from high school, fun fact, but it wasn't my fault that I had a C on the progress grade. When I lived with D, a C was too close to a D, which is too close to an F. So D grounded me. I couldn't go to the homecoming, all that shit, whatever. Oh yeah, sorry. And he does beat his women. Sorry. We're gonna get into D beating women. We're gonna get into it. Cause I seen this nigga choke his mama. Okay? So while y'all over here advocating for him, ask him how many times he's hit on his mom, Roxanne Milligan. Ask him. If a nigga gonna hit on his own mama, y'all advocating for this bitch ass nigga though. Anyway, I'm gonna finish the story, then we're gonna get into the other part. Long story short, I get grounded at the beginning of the school year, and I have these 2 earrings that he gifted me, okay? That he got from whatever pawn shop, whatever. I was fond of it. D fond of jewelry. If y'all like D, y'all know D, he fond of jewelry, right? This nigga has all the jewelry, right? He's wearing my 2 earrings around for 6 months to mentally play that game with me. But I'm a child. Like, I'm a young man. I'm a teenager at this time. That'll make you want to hurt somebody, bro. That you with. Not over the materialistic. It's a mental aspect of it. But with D, when I lived with D, my high school from 15 through 18, and I graduated with a 4.3. Nas the Giant. Who's this angry kid with posters on his wall? Nas, who are you and how are you in relation? If you think I'm an angry kid, bro, I'm a man, bro, at the end of the day. And like I said, bro, D initially taught me how to fight, but bro, I'm working D now, and I'm working a lot of you niggas. So just be mindful, bro. I'm a skilled fighter, my nigga. Is D a remnant? Yes, he is. Oh yeah, I'll talk about the car. So look, there's a lot of things I went through. So like, D had this woman. I learned how to drive from the women that D had at the time. So his bottom, she taught me how to drive. Okay. Another woman that I helped raise her daughter. Okay. She bought my first car. It was a Yukon 99. She worked. She's a woman that worked for it. That's how close our circle is. I know that she's working for this. I'm working hard so I could do my part, go to school, and be a part of this. You know what I mean? That was my thing. Go to school, buckle up, do my thing. Long story short, I got gifted this car my freshman year of college. And, you know, in Colorado, D had a couple people. So we did a couple modifications to the car. You know, I got some of his old rims on the car. It was a Yukon, nice whip. But the thing is, I had my license. D never gave me the car. He never gave me the car. He just gifted it to me. He gifted it to me around with all the women, all the family and everything around. But by the end of that year, when I decided I moved out or wanted to be away, he did not want to give me back that car. He didn't want to give me the car. He didn't want to let me have it. I'm getting my first apartment. And like I said, I moved out of D's house, but it was between picking my first apartment and picking this car. So during this time when I'm in school, my first couple years of school, and I'm still trying to be cordial with these people, with D and the family I was just living with for the past 4 years. You understand me? Every time I went down there, I'm driving my mother's van. It's a white van that she used for, or not my mother's, my grandmother's. My grandmother's Korean. She owned the cleaners in Colorado. I'm driving her van. Every time I link up, and D got 10 cars, he's driving that same Yukon 99. It's to play the mental game and the long game. But to get into even being around D, I used to be in school and I'll be out with him outside he'll be in the club and I'll be outside in the car while he in the strip club. You understand me? So I'm on his routes with him. He'll bring a bitch back in the car with me. You know what I'm saying? D's level of game, he don't got no game. He gets these bitches, he gets these women to fall in love with him, and then he tells them what he is. So he fucks on them, pays a bill. And I've seen him do this with multiple women. And quite a few that did not even land at all. What kind of house did you live in? I heard Eddie say on interview D just got his first house not too long ago. I don't know. Maybe that's the house that, you know, Eddie remembers. But D had 2 houses and an apartment when I lived with him. And that was between 2010 and 2014 that he was in those situations. So he's had multiple houses, even if he's not let you all know about that. Like, that's just what it is. But, you know, with this individual, D, he is a very sick individual. He doesn't have a good relationship with his father. So I know you were talking about the Remnant and them that. D doesn't have a relationship with his father. Dre is his father. That's why I commented on Dre's live. Dre, you are still pimping. You just pimping a nigga now. You know what I mean? That's it. That's all he been doing. So y'all getting on here paying for game, paying for all this is the same recycled shit over and over again. These are people that you guys should not trust. And y'all can say, oh, what, just because he beat on you when you was a kid? No, he beat on me, he beat on Jaden, and he beats on his own son now. Ask him about his relationship with his son Yuri and if he's actually doing it. I'm going to say, D great, why is he breaking himself to Dre? D broke himself to Dre because he doesn't have a relationship with his father. He's not able to truly break a bitch. Okay? He lies to these women. Okay? I had to figure that out the hard way after I got away from these men. It's a bunch of tomfoolery that these dudes do. Also, I heard D took great care of you and paid for you to go to college. They would not accept. No, that's a liar. I went to Colorado State University. I got accepted into 5 different universities. D did not pay for me to go to college. Fun fact, I got into a car accident with D when I was 16 or 17, me and my nephew. D got paid out $35,000 for my nephew and I. That we never seen any of that money. And he got paid out more money for himself. He got like $10,000 himself. just because he did an insurance claim. So for a while, I thought D did pay for my first year of college. Nigga, I paid for that first year of college. My first year of college didn't cost any 17 or 18,000 either. You feel me? So while y'all Detroit ready trying to get up in the comments talking about D did whatever, you know, he didn't do shit. Flash Money, what's good, brother? I'll get you that VIP badge, bro. Just give me a minute. Just give me a second, Flash. I got you. But no, these niggas aren't. And actually, shout out to my brother. It wasn't until I got around my close friend that I understood that it's unholy. You can't use God to justify why you break a bitch. These niggas are not pimps. And y'all gotta understand that. Y'all gotta understand that you can't use God to justify holding a dominion over a woman. You can't. I'm not hearing that sharecropper story. We are way far past that as black men. I'm not here to knock anything of what anybody does, but this is just to say the least. I never spoke about this shit because how I grew up, you would think that this is what people are afraid of snitching or whatever. Bro, I worked my whole life. I took the honest route. Pops, you listening to this kid? What in a trauma bonding mess is this? Pops, can you share some story about how you used to treat your kids? Hey, Naz the Giant, I'm gonna let you know this right now, my nigga. Right now. You're a bitch and you can't get with me. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not here to be holier than thou. I'm not here to have the craziest, holiest rhetoric that's gonna, you know what I'm saying, get you guys wowed and get you guys tickled. Okay, I'm not here to do that. I'm not here to sell you some subscription. But if you niggas want to be hustled by these people, let them fucking hustle you and continue to play with your fucking booty. Let them continue to play with your fucking booty.
Hey, yeah. You know.
Detroit ready.
You gotta look too. See, that right there, that was my son right there. See, you gotta look too. He grew up in the suburbs. So, you know, when you have kids that grew up in the suburbs, see, he didn't get what the older two got. See, you know, in the suburbs, they don't, you know, it's like that's that thing that goes on now. They don't believe in all that loyalty and all that carrying on and stuff. You know, they act like crack babies.
You said who grew up in the suburbs? My fault.
My son, you were just talking to, Nas the Giant.
Oh, that's your son?
So, yeah.
Well, no disrespect to your son then.
Huh? Nah, I mean, because he's over there with Dre. So now it's this thing where, like, you know how I have family who sons who, you know, dads was like in the game.
W True Blue.
And was like and was doing some things, but the son want to go hang out with the opposite side.
Mm-hmm.
They want to go hang with the enemy. So like I said, by him being raised in the suburbs, you know, in Detroit, they don't get it. So they easy, you know, they like to jump sides. They're not solid. You know what I'm saying? We had dudes that we grew up with that was raised in the suburbs, but we didn't respect them because they didn't have what we had.
Yeah.
And that's just like him. Now, I had my cousin said he had reached out to him. Now my cousin, you know, killer, you know, all that.
Yes, bro, I'm a dancer. That doesn't make me soft, my nigga. You could get beat up by a dancer, nigga, bro.
They still believe in waiting on Dre's promise. That's what I got to remember about these dudes. So, you know, but he always been like that since he was a kid. You know what I'm saying? It's like I could turn around and be like, hey, man, you want to go left right there. He going to go right. When he was in the city, I hooked him up with my people, and he was getting him some money. Then I had, you know, he had moved out to California. All that luck went down the drain.
Naz is your other son?
Yeah, this is my youngest one, the one that you were just talking to. So it's like, you know, he just one of them funny dudes. So it's like, being a street guy, I'm gonna tell you how and I'm glad that, you know, all these dudes is listening, because you can't turn around, betray your family, go with a dude that you just met,
right?
And think you gonna get loyalty over there.
Well,
you don't think they're looking at you like
Naz? They gonna play you, bro. You over here talking about I'm emotional.
he's a suburban nigga. He don't understand that. He
He
he he think he's Nino Brown. Ain't done shit. But I mean, he gonna have his day. So
I just want to say something to Naz, because Naz, I was already looking at your page, brother. I was gonna reach out to you directly. Because I see you posting and you hugging up with D, and I'm trying to tell you, bro, you gonna let that. I'm trying to tell you, bro, trying to play with you. He not trying to get you no good game, bro. You bring a bitch around that nigga, he gonna tell that bitch you broke. I'm gonna be honest with you, game. Hey, nah, for real. Naz a giant, P. Come on, hey man, shape up. You feel me? Shape up, game.
man, listen,
I'm telling her.
listen. Nas is so goofy. This dude is taking care of Dre grandkids, KP kids.
See, hey, Nas, KP, Kylan is my cousin. That's my little cousin, nigga. Kylan know everything I've been through. Ask Kylan. Ask Kylan about what he's seen with me being around D. Ask Kylan. Ask KP. Ask KP. KP say quiet for a reason. Why the fuck y'all think he quiet right now? KP doing his thing and he mind his business, but come on now, y'all. Come on now. KP will tell you I'm not lying.
And that's what I'm saying. These dudes,
Come on.
they so square, they can't see them angles.
WBB.
You know what I mean? They can't see them angles. They gotta go through it. You know. I have brothers crying to me, Eddie, you don't talk to us with love. You talk to us. I'm like, come on, man.
I knew.
Come on, who wanna be around a bunch of dudes that can't stand? Like,
And this is no offense, but Nas, I hope you get guided back to your family. I don't know what way, shape, or form that you thought it was good to turn your back on your family, on your father, or whatever. Man, my father went through. He been in and out of prison. He was barely able to even be present, but I still love my father, and I love my father's family because we so strong and connected, bruh. You can't see that somebody's trying to break up a union over a child. Bro, that nephew of yours, watch how Dre treat that baby. And watch how close you can get to that baby. Because that's his baby. Y'all don't understand what's going on. That's why your dad is speaking out.
They don't see.
You don't see that. That nigga gonna take that baby and kick you niggas out. You niggas think just because they offered y'all some home or whatever, that's just what it is? No. Hey, was y'all paying rent with D?
At the end we was.
At the end y'all was, because he needed that motherfucking money. That nigga ain't making that much motherfucking money right now. That nigga D's game has slowed up a bunch. That nigga ain't breaking shit, and he can't break a solid bitch. I'm gonna tell you that right now. What the hell kind of cult stuff? That's what I'm saying. And Nas, if you can't see how they're trying to turn y'all, you got what? You got half your siblings one way and half another. You need to come back home. Come back home.
Nah,
Don't.
He can stay over there, man.
Yeah.
He can stay over there.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm just saying, bro. He
got
gotta change his perspective, bro. That shit crazy.
Even dudes that call me in the family, man, I'll be embarrassed bringing that nigga around any of my cousins and all that. You know, this dude said he was gonna call my friends and tell them that I did some funny shit. I was telling them that. They said, E, listen, we know you. We don't know him. Man, if that nigga call us about some BS about you and we see him, man, we gonna fuck him up. I said, man, hey. I said, man, he from the suburbs, man.
Well, with
Nas,
Nas, ask D why he don't hang out with Tay no more. See, I'm giving you some game, Nas. Ask D about Tay. Ask him about when him and his partner Tay, the dark skinned nigga, used to share rooms and shit together and shit. You know what I mean? Like, this is years ago, though. This is on some different shit. I think D gay, bruh. I'm trying to tell you. He gay. He gonna start kissing on you next, nigga. I promise you, bro. Them niggas don't got they're not gonna give you any information. That's what the Martin Love said. They said, can someone explain to me what is the information?
I told D, I said, anytime you see a guy that's get excited to watch dudes do push-ups, I said, man, nah. That's why he was trying to get me to bet with him so I could do I mean, I ain't doing push-ups for you. Nah, I'm not about to play that game.
D wants.
He trying to find any and every reason for somebody to have to give him some push-ups. Man, you
D
don't get up out of here. I ain't, man.
D wants to dominate other people, and he wants to justify his manhood through that, and that's what y'all got to understand. That's why y'all see him trying to wrestle with people. He tells y'all about this fake football career. That nigga D did not graduate high school, y'all. He barely played football. He is lying to y'all. He wrestled growing up at a certain point in time, and he did win like the district champion or whatever the case it may be at a middle school we went to. But I'm trying to tell y'all that y'all don't know about this individual. Nas, ask D why he put his hands on his mama. Ask him. Ask him. He's gonna tell you, oh, my mom used to do this, she was a part of the game and all this other stuff. No, ask D why he beat Roxanne Milligan. Why he cusses out his mom and disrespects her constantly. Who is a nice, sweet woman who only wanted to love him. Ask D why he tried to put pressure on his little sister Jaya. Ask him that. Ask him about the shit that actually matters, okay? Ask him about his old business partners and why that fell out. Ask him why Jeff doesn't fuck with him anymore. Y'all think that I'm emotional because y'all can't see when a man speaks with conviction. I'm passionate. I don't have to get emotional with you, but if I tell you as a man, I don't gotta listen to you talk, we could bang it out, and you don't wanna bang it out, you just a bitch. Not your son, but just anybody.
Let me say this. Let me say this though. Just being around and just coming from the streets and all that carrying on stuff. Because I was raised different of course, by my dad. See, they get mad when you say that.
Yeah.
I was raised by my dad. So things that he would tell me that being around them was missing. He said, "Hey man, pay attention when people family don't fuck with them." And I'm like, the whole time being around them, they family don't come around. They family don't mess with them. Like I said, Dre turned around and did a class about he sat up and watched Dove and her sister sit up there and fight. And I'm watching him try to do the same thing with Tori and Naya, and I'm like,
They be
nah,
bullying.
that's the next day is when I left.
Mm.
But you know what I'm saying? They so far, I'm like, you know what? Honestly, I want the dudes that's up under him, that's up under his covering. I want them to stay. I want them to stay. I want them to keep waiting on lottery tickets, keep waiting for this promise. Now it's in October. I want them to keep waiting, and then see it's the purse first, ass last. You know what I'm saying? They so heavily invested that they waiting for something. They want something. You know what I'm saying? They can't go back home. If they go back home, then people gonna be like, "Told you. We knew it was a call." Man, listen.
That's true.
You think I wanted my people to say that? I got into it with my kid's mother,
Right, bullying.
brother-in-law, about the same shit he was saying. But I'm like, yeah. I said, but you didn't have no proof. So a lot of people can say a lot of things. I'm like, but you didn't have. You were just going off the top of your head. I think it's this. I think it's that. Now somebody asked me something. I'm like, no, I saw it. I seen how to ask them about that Houston conference. Nobody didn't really show up to that. You see the decon 100 which pop up every conference. He was in Texas and didn't show up. I'm watching, you know what I'm saying? And then Detroit is in Houston and we don't want y'all hanging with y'all friends and family. Y'all need to be here with us.
What?
Fuck y'all. The goofy shit, man. How the hell? So, but then they mad. Dove daughter stay in Houston. Why they didn't come to the conference? How come Dove children don't even mess with her? So I'm watching the same thing they do, same relationship they have with their children. I'm watching them do the same thing with mine, and mine's falling for it. And I'm just like, well, hey man, I can't stop you to be a dummy. Like I said, when you up under 18, I gotta talk to you. Hey, once you and like I said,
Reach
I didn't
past that
baby them when they
age.
was young.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't baby them when they was young. Like I say, I didn't have a problem with Naya being with Dove. I had a problem with the lie he said. With the sneaking. I did a whole testimony about the Nation of Islam, about the nation was riding high until
Oh.
Elijah Muhammad compromised. How did he compromise? He had other wives. What? So what? Yeah, but he kept it a secret. And I said Malcolm X could not get past that. That's what brought after that situation happened, the Most High couldn't use him no more. So that's why I was telling Dre. I said, Dre, when I found out they was creeping, I called Dre that morning. I said, Dre, the way you move is gonna determine what's gonna happen with the remnant. This part right here is important.
Mm-hmm.
See, niggas be thinking I just be talking. I didn't been in the nation. I didn't watch all this stuff. I didn't see organizations fall because of that woman. I'm like, all right. And that's why I said we got in front of it. I'm
Right.
like, okay, yeah, but the lie is still right there. Man, all I'm telling him, dude, fix the lie so we can move forward. That's all I'm
Right.
telling him. Fix the lie so we can move forward.
Just
I
correct
didn't
it.
start finding out about I didn't start finding out about this rest of the stuff until every week he was exposing more and more. And I'm like, wow, what's this? I got friends in the government, you know. I don't let me, you know, they told me some things about you. Oh, okay. So you
Mm-mm.
talk to your friends in the government. And like I told him, I sent a text to Naya. I said, Naya, is he aware that dudes are watching this? And guess who now they texting? Man, no, Dre didn't say that. I said, man, look at the post and look at the picture. I said, it's Dre and D picture.
Mm-hmm.
Send it to me. I'm sending them the post. So I told Naya, I said, Naya, I said, he got a death wish because now he got other people looking at him.
Mm-hmm.
He got my people looking at him.
Yeah.
See, he don't know a lot of stuff that I did in the streets. I don't even put a lot of stuff I did out there in the streets. But now you got other people looking at you because now they calling me like, man, who's this nigga?
Real quick, they saying so they have no family outside the remnant. Like the remnant, like they're saying that no family outside the remnant, they become your family. Is that true? Is that what they're
You said what?
promoting? They're saying that there's no family outside the remnant. Pretty much, they're saying that they become your family.
The remnant?
Yeah.
Yeah, the remnant is, you see how Manas is? It's like, nah, he's over there. So
And
us on the outside, we're
and,
like outcasts now.
and just
You know, oh man. But like I said, look at Dre, Dub.
they
You
did
see,
that with me
you see
though. They
that?
did that with me. They did that with me.
Yeah.
They told me D told me my mom was gonna die. My mom has lupus, so she came out to Colorado right during my senior year. He told me, "Why do you think she's out here? You know, her time might be coming." My mom's still here, living and breathing. I love you, mom. You feel me?
Hey, the
He
same thing
also
they did with Sinful.
yeah, and then he also used to tell me because I have 6 brothers and 1 sister. All my siblings I have, my parents both had kids prior to me. All my siblings, I love them all to death. He told me, and I believe this. I believe this because he said because he came and got me to get me out this situation. He said they don't love you. Your siblings don't love you because they didn't want to see you do better. They didn't want to see you do good. And that's the same type of rhetoric that they use. They're like, oh well, your dad don't love you because of X, Y, and Z. And that's what they've been doing this practice for a long time. That's how they get these women away from their family. You understand me?
Yeah.
And some more shit.
Listen, I was watching one of Naya's testimonies, and she was, yeah, I was growing up, but then I realized my dad wasn't a man. I'm like, Dre was supposed to get you an apartment when you was living over here. Naya was supposed to leave here. He even put it in his class. Yeah, I got Naya looking for an apartment.
What the
We
fuck?
was like, okay, well, cool. Naya,
This
he
shit
came to
crazy,
pick up
y'all.
Naya. Guess what? He took her to their house. So Naya was mad when we was all over there. Naya was mad because she was like, well, you lied and said that you was moving me into my own place. It was supposed to be like this. Dre and Dove was supposed to have their place. Dre and Naya was supposed to have their place. So now she's sleeping in the bed with Dre, Dove, Naya, and and Nunu. All 4 of them sleeping in one bed. So
And
when Naya confronted him, when Naya said something about it, like, yeah, you know, when you told me it was supposed to be this. Oh, see, you a little girl. See, if you wasn't gonna be, if you wasn't woman enough to deal with that because you knew what it is, you knew what it was, you didn't have to come over here. And I was like, yeah, okay, that's a threat right there. Of course, don't no woman want to feel like she a little girl, so she trying to
but
stand like a
why
woman
is he calling her a little girl when he's twice her age? They talking about.
because
I'm just saying they're trying to talk about whatever gap that you done got with this woman that you start this family with. Nigga, you are 23 plus years older than her. And then
but
also,
you know,
I heard
you
Athena.
know, They don't really. It's hold on. You said 23. It's actually like 33.
Oh shit. Yeah, cause he's 57. Damn.
So so it's like
Yeah, that's
when they
crazy.
they gonna realize when they in so deep and they can't do anything, and some of their family, majority of their family, because I know how the Bells gonna operate.
Dre
They
wife
not gonna
sleep
fuck with them,
in bed with him.
and then they're gonna be going through it because I can't believe I did that. I'm sorry, I did not know. Then it's gonna be well, Daddy, you brought us there. Yeah, but I didn't tell you to be out of bounds. I didn't tell you to compromise. Y'all, everybody was supposed to stay on top of what they was doing. It all started when Naya let him whispering in her ear. In Eve's ear when we was at the warehouse. I said, man, hold on. I said, that kind of sound like he might be talking about him and Naya.
Right.
Like I put it on the soft spoken channel, man. Lucifer cannot lie. That's the only way he stayed in good standing with the creator. He gotta tell you the truth. Hey, if you smoke the cigarette, you gonna die,
Right.
but you can smoke it. Hey, you're not supposed to. You know the rules is I'm supposed to go to the Father, but hey, let me whisper in your ear. Just
There,
compromise with me.
there,
You know you're gonna be out of bounds. You know what? And then she
but,
agreed.
but the thing is, what troubles me is, and I wanted to talk about this just because, we hear about motherfuckers. Okay, let me choose my language. We hear about people speaking in tongues in the church. Okay, we hear about a lot of things like that. But I'm going to be clear, and I have a personal relationship with God. I've been very spiritually in tune for a long time. The Holy Ghost is not going to be like, oh, I need to get this young woman and I need to hold dominion over her. And not the Holy Ghost did not say that, brother. Your lust said that. Your dick said that, my nigga. Nothing else. And he seen her as
You know
easy
what?
prey. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Because when I saw that, I said, oh, well, he's using God for his. Like I said, I'm watching. I was like, oh, so he's using God. Where's the accountability at? See, I'm watching all that slip away. But like I said, man, a lot of these dudes that's under him
Ooh,
are kids.
I have a.
They don't know any better. And guess what? Guess what? When Joseph left, he gonna tell Joseph, your Holy Ghost ain't gonna tell me nothing that my Holy Ghost ain't gonna say.
What?
And he said, Ed, I've been in prison. The same voice that done got me through situations that didn't save my life all my life. Now all of a sudden, I can't listen to that voice no more. I gotta listen to the voice that you talking to.
Yeah, that sound
I'm like,
demonic. That
and I
sound
told him, I said,
demonic.
man, that's why I had to talk to you, man, because I know how these things work. How as soon as somebody leave, then they want to discredit them. So you know what? It's gonna be funny when somebody else turn around and be like, you know what, Dre? Why? All they gotta put is a why in the thing. He gonna look at them. He gonna say, we have another potential person that could be shaky. You see what I'm saying?
No, I see what you're saying, but I also wanted you to talk about this too because this is something that rubbed me the wrong way, but it also came up in the chat. So Dre has it in his head that sinful passed, sinful to P, passed because he spoke
Yeah.
down on Dove, a woman that's never
And
hoe,
and him.
and
Right?
him.
You could go watch some of his sinful old videos,
Oh
and
yeah,
he talks about how Dre is not the game.
well yeah,
He said, "How are you the master of the game?" Which all the women in Master of the Game movie was his baby mamas. So of course they all whatever playing the role or whatever. Yeah, we gonna get this money and we gonna blah
mm-hmm.
blah blah. You know what I'm saying? So, but you watch the old videos. Sinful was like, yeah, how you the master of the game and you haven't been in the game in almost 20, 30 years.
I
It was
seen
a
that.
time.
I seen that live.
Yeah,
I tapped into a lot of Sinful's
yeah,
live.
yeah.
Rest in
So,
peace,
so
Sinful.
it
I
was a
seen that.
time.
He said, "Bitch, my
Yeah,
name
so
is
it was a
Sinful for a
time when,
reason, not gorgeous." Sorry, my fault, my fault. But he said,
yeah, yeah.
"I seen that
So
outside."
and then he was like, and then when he said he called Dove a B word. And then he said that's when Dre got at him like, man, you know who you talking to and blah blah blah. And he was like, Well, how you still part say you still claiming this game, and all of a sudden you could call every other woman a B, but a nigga can't call your wife a B.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? So, but then what he turned around and did, we had the conference in Miami,
That's crazy.
and he showed all of us the picture of Sinful in the morgue, and I was like, he was almost unrecognizable, but you could tell with the cheeks. I was like, dang, yeah, you see, when you come against me, see, God don't like that. When you
What?
talked against me, yeah,
What the fuck?
when he did that and went against me, see, God dealt with him and Kevin Samuels.
Hey,
I said,
Rico, you lying, bro. I could pull up. Let me find the video. He said, "Bitch, my name is Sinful, not gorgeous, not nothing." You got what I mean?
yep,
So, Rico, I
yep,
get what you saying, but if you really listen to Sinful's teachings and preachings, he talked about a lot of the ism and what you got to do to be profound in it. You got what I mean? He didn't use
yep.
God. He didn't use nothing. He said, "Bitch, this is what it is." And so, at the end of the day, all you motherfuckers that talking about whatever, it's literally hellish. It's demonic to use God in this way to justify what you're doing with
Yeah,
some of these
man,
ladies.
come on with it. And
I'm,
you
I'm
know
just
what?
saying.
Because I had a
It's a
lot of
cult.
people reach out to me. They reached out to me because they remembered when Sinful was saying that. They was like, Dre was showing y'all the picture of him. I said, yeah.
That's
They was like,
horrible.
man, we remember when Sinful was saying all this and this and that. See, like
For
I said, man, it's a lot of kids in here or up under Dre that it don't matter. The common sense is gone. That's when I would sit down and have a conversation with them. It's no common sense anymore. I'm like, that's why it was just me and my kids talking majority of the time because we couldn't talk to none of them. I'm like, now then a lot of them turn around and tell Dre, yeah, Sinful brought me over here. Sinful. Everybody cheering for Sinful, but now since Sinful was gone, now you forgot everything that Sinful was saying. That's why I posted in
mm,
my chat in the thing. I'm like, nah, man, also coming back with the spirit of Sinful because I know Sinful like, man, somebody get this nigga for me.
bullying, you right. Yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, man, come on. Hey, man, look, I'm from that Midwest. There's a lot of niggas around here that fake like they from Detroit and they not, and
right.
they fake like they from the Midwest and they not, and they know how the Midwest get down, but now they over here up under Dre, and now all of a sudden, all that shit and went out the window. Now they don't know anymore. I'm like, dude, the truth is right there, man. Even with all this going on, I still love Dre. But it's like, come on, man. You got my daughter out here looking bad, have her sneaking. You violating your own rules.
Mm-hmm.
And the remnant is like, we don't care. We don't care because it's Drake. Like, now you see all the bitch coming out, which I'm like, oh, I'm glad I left.
Yeah.
But like I say, I'm glad because now the world is also seeing how they operate.
Well, they can't just be a
They thinking they
contradiction.
do, yeah, it's contradicting. They thinking they posting and they doing all this, and the real people's looking at it like, hold on. They said they about this and that, but look at them. They watching how they operate. Man, I had so many people text me and be like, man, I left. I left them niggas, man. I'm not part of that no more. Like seeing how they moving, and I'm like, Dre don't even see how the Most High is exposing him, and the
Yeah.
remnant is so dumb they don't even see it. I'm
Well,
like, cause I'm
where
every
does the money go?
everything, huh?
Where does the money go for everybody's subscriptions and shit? I'm just curious.
I
Like,
don't even get into it. I don't even get into it. And then, somebody text earlier, like, oh my God, they sitting on the couch that one of the loved ones gave them. Man, a couple of months, man, I sent Dre $1,000.
right.
Cause I'm thinking like, okay, like people who can't help do this and blah. And I'm glad because I was gonna send a nigga three. And I was like, nah, you know what? I'm just gonna send one. You know what I'm saying? Cause I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And even when I sent it to him, he sent me a text and said, why you send it? I said, so that's for whoever needed. But like I say, see,
Yeah.
I can do that and walk away from it. Them niggas, they don't have nothing. Dudes that left their mama basements. Dudes was alcoholics and left their girlfriends to come out here to prove that they somebody. You have a
Oh
bunch of them.
hell.
You have a bunch of them. So when when I'm talking to them like my dad would talk to me. No,
Bullin, mute Rico real
you
quick.
gotta
Bullin,
you
if you
gotta talk
hear.
to us more. You gotta talk to us
Time
more
him out for 5 minutes,
sensitive. You
please.
gotta talk to us like Dre. And I'm like, what kind of niggas is Dre building around here? We had a circle. All the remnant that's in this chat.
Actually,
We had
Rico,
a circle, and
we'll let you
Cavassier was
rock.
like, "You talk to us without love, nigga. I talk to you the way my father, a father would talk to their son, but they
Thank you,
don't
Bullin.
have father. They never
Rico,
had
you gotta
fathers, so they
chill,
don't know
bro.
how fathers talk. Your mother gonna say, son, can you take the trash out when you get up? Your father gonna come in there and go in the damn room and say, nigga, if you don't get in there, take that damn trash out. But you didn't say it with love, Eddie. I'm like, oh my God.
Nah, man.
This happened in March when we came back from Houston. I was like, yeah, it's about a wrap. Vicky was
There's a
like, yeah, about a month, 2 months ago, I was already seeing on your face you were just tired of it. I'm like, yeah, the like the men are draining. It's like we meet up twice a week and niggas talking about the same shit. And it's like, man, come on.
there's somebody in the
But I can
chat
tell I'm around dudes who never did shit.
that have one
They
question.
never went and they never did nothing. So this is their time to make up to their
My fault,
family
y'all.
that I'm somebody. And
Yeah.
now their family is looking at them. My mother looking at me the same way. Because she looking at me, she's still pissed off about the whole Naya situation. I had to talk to her, ma, but the first thing I had to tell everybody, man, she grown. I wasn't trying to make up whatever. Hey man, she grown. She
So
Naya made a decision.
real
You
quick,
know.
there's a couple people in the chat. One person, I think this question is funny, but they was like, "Is it true he have his wives doing handstands butt naked?" I don't know if they're talking about Dre or D.
Yes, it's true. He I know he told Tori that on one occasion. In one occasion, he was talking to their mother, and she came back and told me. And Tori had told me at another situation that that's what they said.
That's
So two
gross.
different people told me the same thing at two different times. Which, when Vicky told me, she was like, she felt uncomfortable. She was like, why would he tell me
And
that?
also, there's a QRS stove or a QR stove. As an ex Remnant member, they are very blind. Not wives, just one wife. Dre's word, not speculation.
Thank you. And you know what? And even when I was around them, I kept telling them, I said, man, y'all ain't got enough colors, man. They would get mad. What that mean? What that mean? I'm like, dude, y'all not shining. Y'all get up on Wednesday nights, which this Wednesday is gonna be women's night. I'm gonna shout out their page. It's free. Go on Andre Taylor Wednesday night class and watch. The women sometimes they come with it,
Also,
but next Wednesday gonna be the men.
and my thing
And
is,
man,
what kind of
they've been
organized
so boring.
what kind of organization is ran through one man? I get it, right? Like if Dre has a following, right? Cool. But if he has so much of a following, shouldn't he be able to create a page for the Remnant and bring it there so that you all can receive proceeds? But everything is going directly to him, whether it's YouTube subscriptions, which whatever they make from whatever little donations they get, because their YouTube isn't really active like that, and or anything from Instagram.
That's why he got to keep putting out them little
Clicks.
wheels to try to generate.
Yeah, he wants people to
You know what I'm
to
saying?
subscribe to his YouTube and shit. My thing
Yeah,
is, why doesn't the Remnant?
but he's not into numbers though.
Right.
He's showing you, and I'm like, see, I'm gonna tell you. Let me just say this, because they make fun of the 22, but these niggas they broke into my email, and I had some other lessons in there. So my son was showing me like there was a lesson. I saw a law, so I said those not the lessons, because the lessons it's not even there. I keep my lessons on a USB drive. You see what
Right.
I'm saying? But man, I forgot what the hell I was saying, dude. So
No, it's cool.
but
I mean, we've said a lot during this live, and there's still so much to really uncover when it comes to this. We don't even have to tackle all this, you know what I'm saying, right now. But
yeah, yeah.
I believe we definitely covered a lot of ground. I forgot what was on the tip of my tongue, so let me just go back to my. Okay. Real quick, just so
Oh, hold
everybody.
on. Let me just say this thing. I think this is what it is. My whole thing was, see, like you see how, like I said, now they got the salty spoken.
Mm-hmm.
instead of them focusing on let's do something with this. Elijah not here no more. Let's
Yeah.
go ahead and piggyback off what he did and get something going. No, they got the page dedicated to me. You know what I'm saying? That to show you how big I was in that thing. I'm so big. I'm so
Right.
bigger than Drake. They whole thing is Drake. Drake can't stop talking about me.
Right.
Salty spoken is about me. They even got an Eddie B page about the Remnant cannot live without me.
Nah,
They
they
can't.
scrambling because here's the thing: you are a leader in the remnant, but not only do you have a voice, you know what I mean. You are Naya's father, so one that's also another voice of reason and importance. And for you to have such a let's just say a pillar position, you know what I mean. This low key, even though you saying a lot of real shit, this is making they weak because it's giving them some type of traction and things like that. Just like for D, he's saying all this about you, whatever. D has never worked a job ever in his fucking life. He's made all of his money off of prostitution.
Man, I ain't even worried about D. Man,
I'm just saying.
dude, that dude so
You
soft,
feel
man.
me?
It's
He's
like
he's never worked a real job, y'all. So while y'all taking information from this man, he hasn't even graduated high school. I'm just
hold on. His women is door dashing.
the women
When
he
we
got.
came out here, he told us to put on suits and go downtown and get us a job of paying $100,000. His woman came out here and he got her door dashing. Man, it been contradictions since we been here.
That's
So
what
I
I'm
was like,
saying.
okay, well that's cool, man. I said, well, show us where to go. Like where, like hey, I'm gonna put on my suit and go downtown and make some things happen, man. This point me in a direction.
Yeah.
You know, he always said, "Oh, you know what? Yeah, I don't mind. I'll go out there with you guys. They could be a no show.
Hey,
You
Salty
know, I want to
Spoken
go out
put
to
the
dinner.
police emojis under me. Nigga, I don't give a fuck about any of that, bro. I don't give a damn. That's how
Yeah,
D has made his money.
that's the little kids. That's the little
Yeah, you a
kids
kid,
talking
bro. I'm a
stuff,
grown
man.
man now, bro. You champion behind a dude that ain't never worked, never did nothing. And the women that he did, he was a gorilla pimp. He ain't even doing no real ism. Gang, I'm trying to tell you. I seen him beat several bitches. Several women. Several times. Follow bitches out the
Hold on, dude.
club.
So
I've been with him when his women tried to leave. We in the car, nigga. I'm 16. We chasing after the bitch. In the Porsche. Pulled up on her.
so let,
Stop
so let me
playing with
ask you a
me.
question.
Niggas is
Let me ask
lame.
you a question. So saying hear what you said about all that about him not being the ism. When we was in Houston, he was like, "Yeah, KP." They was him and Dre would be mad at KP because he would rather go get information from Freeze and Sinful and not them.
They had good game. They mad, nigga. I got hey fuck. Hey, shout out to Freeze it,
This
nigga.
came out. This came out of D's mouth. This came out of D's mouth. D told me that yeah, they was upset with KP because he rather go get game from Freeze and Sinful and be up under them and not up. Like I said, all you gotta do is I just watch and see which one of your folks gonna come around you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because if I wanted to right now say fuck this, I'm about to get back in the streets or whatever, my connects is still good.
Mm-hmm.
My name is still good throughout the country. I can leave right now, jump in my ride, Greyhound, bus, whatever, pull up on my people and say, man, I need something to get back on my feet.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? Whatever I want.
You got
These
it.
dudes stuck up under Dre. That's why I be looking at them like, dude, and like I say, like I told Naya, I said, hey, man, uh, Dre opening up some doors, and he got people questioning. They asking questions. But I said if I was you, I would leave from over there. You know what I'm saying?
What
So
they
niggas
gonna try
asking
to
questions. I'm
control
like,
that
yeah,
baby. That's what I'm saying. They're gonna try to control that baby. When Nia ready to
I already
go,
know. I already knew that. I knew that before we all fell out. That's why I was like, if people remember on Wednesday nights, I wasn't being bothered with Naya. I wasn't sitting up here. I would speak to her and I keep on moving because I already know, man, that baby about to be over there. And he playing, We family. I'm looking. I'm like, nah, man. I'm not feeling it. I'm not. I had to tell their mother that. I'm like, yeah, they gonna try to play that baby against you.
So
You know what I mean?
the men got to
I'm
go to
like,
Dre before they can speak to women, pretty much.
pretty much that's what they do. So what they do is they're gonna go have like, okay, the thing is you're supposed to go talk to the father, right? But with these kids, they're gonna go to Dre first, then come to me or
Somebody
to the
said asking
father.
questions like
That's
what sound like a death threat.
that's why Tori, you watch Tori's interview on Soft Spoken. That's what she was saying. She wasn't into any of the guys because there was no leadership. Because
Right.
she's watching how they move. She's like, how you gonna go talk to Dre first and not my dad? So she's already showing her that you're weak. So she's already turned off because it was like, dang, you wasn't man enough to go talk to my dad first. But you got a bunch of sensitive dudes that's up under Dre, which is crazy because watching this whole war situation, I'm like, Dre is around so many squares that he's not even thinking straight. Because he will put something out and then he will set a trap and step in it. And we looking like, man, I was in Detroit a couple of days ago and my friends was texting me like, they looking at it like we all at the spot and they looking at it like, but E, you told him. I said, I know. I said, it's been like this for the past 4 to 6 weeks. I said, now watch. He gonna do something else. And that's why I kept saying, keep watching the lies and the compromise. He's not doing nothing. He set up something. He said I was snitching. Okay, where's the paperwork? Produce the paperwork, man. You said you got people in the government, all this carrying on stuff.
Yeah.
Produce the paperwork. He haven't did it. But then guys, now listen to how goofy. I want the audience to really hear how goofy the rim knots are.
Come on.
Well, you got to produce the paperwork. I said, why do I got to produce the paperwork? Dre said it. Yeah, but you got to show us. What's your name? What's your name so we can pull your name up?
Oh
I'm like,
hell
look how I
no.
do. And these supposed to be. I'm like, dude, what? I'm like, boy, they don't know, man. It's crazy. They don't even know how dudes really is ready to smash on them.
Burden
And
of proof.
it's like, and I'm just kind of, I'm like, you know what? Uh, yeah,
So
it's just like when I was saying I'm about to put out the video about the 4 counts. Then all of a sudden he got to do a video with Naya. I'm like, man, I'm not worried about what the fuck Naya got to say. Naya don't know shit. They need to be worried about that dude. Her and Nas snitched on. See, that's why Nas is so concerned because not. But see, not. I put it out there the first time, but then I kept my Nas name out of it. But they need now he calling my nephew, trying to figure out what's going on because it was an inside job how we end up getting robbed. Where him and Naya, he ended up getting robbed and Naya walked in on it. You see what I'm saying? So now he's nervous because he don't want it to be put out that he had to get up there and testify on somebody. I'm like, okay, all right, man. Yeah,
somebody said,
so
did Nia say it's a funny smell in the bathroom?
and I was always talking about but a few times you talking about the funny smell over there.
Well,
Talking about over there
you
at Dre's.
know, cause he had them kidney surgeries and whatnot. Y'all know Dre dealing with erectile dysfunction. So him and Athena was already trying to have like some type of baby or have somebody have a baby for them
Right.
prior to him even engaging in Nia. While y'all just think I'm a nigga out of
Hold on.
nowhere because y'all don't know me.
Hold on.
Gamed
Let me
up.
piggyback off that. Let me piggyback off that.
Yeah.
The thing was, Julia was supposed to carry the baby for them, and they
Mm.
got mad at her because she got pregnant. But they
Right.
don't put
That
that
is the
shit out
situation.
there.
That is the situation. That's completely
Now, if they
factual.
want to put it, now, I wasn't really trying to go there, but if they really want to see the situation, that's what the situation was. So that's why when he got Naya, I was like, that makes sense.
Hmm.
Why have somebody carry the baby if you could just go ahead and see if you can get a young girl pregnant?
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But Julia was supposed to carry their baby remember, because she had Judah.
Okay.
But then when they was talking about it, because they talked about it at one of the conferences. I don't know if it was Atlanta or if it was California. Something, it was talk about it. Or somebody, well, anyway, it was talk about it. When Julia got pregnant, that put an end to that. So
Right.
again, man, these are things they don't even want. They don't want to hear. They don't want to talk about. They want to talk about all this goofy shit. You snitching. You gotta show us the paperwork, man. Dude, get the fuck up out of here with that bullshit. Go find it.
Well, my thing is, are y'all in a
Like I say,
religious organization or is this
I
a
go back
street
and forth.
organization?
I'm all over the place. And like I said, I can still go pull up on my people. I go back home as I please. And who
Some
ain't no time, nowhere anybody ever got up. As many lies have I done, have anybody got up and said, man, you know, that's that dude that told on me. Here go the paperwork to prove it. And I get up there and talk like I'm not even worried about it because I know my name is good.
A King's Way said Nas and Naya got on the stand and told let's not skip over that part. And then Salty spoken talking about that's their dad told them to do it. Regardless of it, if they're is this a street organization or what are y'all doing? Is this a mentorship? What is this? What are we even talking? Why do y'all care if somebody's a rat that much, bro? Like how old is everybody? And does the Remnant know about that? Even if the Remnant did, for which I don't, I'm just curious. I don't know what type of organization this is, brother. You know what I mean? When it comes down to it, y'all, like this shit gets a little blurry.
But but the thing is, the remnant is so concerned about if I told or not, but the people that told is sitting right there with them. But they're not questioning them. They want me to make, uh, what do I do? Make up some paperwork that I snitch and turn in and all that.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, those two, both of them, my kids, right? So if they saying that, you think they would have found out and said, you know what, fuck that. We about to get our own. We about to find out and get the paperwork who daddy snitched on. I think he said he's told on whoever. You think they have something. They would have came back with something saying, my dad told on so and so, or
Right.
here's the paper, here's the look for the paperwork here. But the remnant is so stupid. They like, no, Eddie, we want you to show us. I'm
Hmm.
like, Dre made it up. No, he didn't. Show us. I had to do that. What's your middle name? I'm like, well, Dre got people in the federal government. So if
Find
he ain't
out.
reached out to them about me, you don't think he reached out to them about y'all? You don't think he don't know who's all around him? I'm like, yeah, man, I'm glad. And it's crazy. I got a friend back at home. This dude a millionaire. And I was right on the edge. And I was like, man, I should call Rob, man, and see if he would, and tell him to come check this thing out. And Rob is about it. And I said, nah. I'm glad he did, because I didn't want that dude calling me saying, your dude then
Uh,
played me, then got this, and whatever. Man, it's a money grab. But they too young to know about that game, man, because they was raised up there around their mother. See, at least when my mother and father split up, I was between the both of them. Then I stayed with my mother for a couple of years, and then I stayed with my father for the rest of my years. You see what I'm saying? So these dudes, they don't know about that. All they know is Jehovah, the one dude, Jehovah Witness, the other dude's church, and all they know is their mamas. Like, man, get the fuck out of here with that shit.
So Salty Spoken asked me another question, and I'm gonna respond to it. He said, "Cooling question: Are you here? Are you here trying to get to the bottom of it, or are you just crying right along with them? Three sides to every story." Salty Spoken. Just to be very clear, bro, I'm not. So Dre was formerly known as my uncle. Athena was formerly known as my aunt. D was my god brother. Those are the leaders of you all's organization. I'm here to champion Eddie's voice right here so he can broadcast why he's doing this. And for me, for y'all to know why I'm doing this, I'm here to tell y'all that these niggas is running a cult. You guys are wasting your money. There is no promise. And if there's a promise, I would receive it before a lot of you. And you'll be like, what? Yes, bro. I was already under this dominion before y'all. I'm not saying I deserve it for you before y'all, but y'all not getting a promise because there's nothing that you all are receiving. You're a part of a cult organization, and he's using you all's lack of intelligence, spirituality, and understanding of the game to capitalize off of you all. Where's your money
Let
going
me let
towards?
me let me add to that.
Okay.
Salty Spoken asked you that, right?
Yep. And then now they're asking me about D's dad, Goldie, for which I'll
But
talk
hold on,
about
hold on,
that
hold on,
too.
hold on. Let me say this. Let me say this. I've been going at Dre for 4 to 6 weeks, right? That's the first time somebody in the Remnant asked the question, what's going on? When Joseph left, I was at Joseph. I'm texting him, I'm calling, I'm texting, I'm calling. Man, get at me. I'm on Instagram texting. Like, what happened? I don't even want to call them dumb, man, because, uh, I don't even want to belittle them like that. But you would think if any of them would have said anything about anything that would happen, that happened, or they had a disagreement or anything, I would have got at them and said, man, what happened? And if they would have had a cause
I'm gonna
like
show
this,
you,
man,
Salty.
Dre went behind my back, man, and he lied and he did this and that. I'm riding with you because that's what we supposed to stand on.
Okay.
That's been my whole point the whole time. Not one time did somebody say, Eddie, why do you feel that way? What happened? Because I'm looking at it like if it would have been any of their daughters and Dre would have pulled that, man, I'd have been like, man, fuck that.
Right.
Hold on, like I said, we try to get it, but I'm like, nah, man. When I went to when I was in Dallas waiting for them to come and they did that Wednesday night class, and then Dove gonna get on stage and she talking about how I was out of bounds for my courtship with Tanya. Me and Tanya wasn't even courting. But because with me and her hanging out together in the Remnant, if you with around the female, y'all courting. But like I
That's
said
weird.
earlier, when Dre and Naya, when we had that conversation, we did away with all that. It's okay for you to hang out with a woman. But now they looking at it like, no, y'all gotta be courting. So I did a thing to Dre, to D. Him and Tanya was talking, and I told Mello, I said, look, they courting. Mello went back and told D, and D got offended and told me he wanted to fight and all this carrying on shit. I said, oh, but it's okay for you to do it when you see me with somebody. But when I see you, I said, you don't see how that look? Then he
D
was like,
can't
oh
fight
man,
nobody. That
I
nigga gonna have an asthma
apologize.
attack. D can't fight
Yeah,
nobody.
but he was like, oh man, I apologize. But that's the thing though. Our whole stance is either we gonna stand on this thing or not. And then the last thing I'm gonna say, while he was in the chat hyping everything up, he texting us on the side like we all need to sit down as a family and come up with something. But nigga, we still watching you in the chat, go back and forth, rally up, getting everybody excited. But then, so we was
Yeah.
like, all right, Tori told him, look, we're not gonna sit down
Yeah,
this
D only
Sunday,
fights women,
because
y'all.
there's a lot of emotions and stuff going. We gonna
D
sit
only fights
down
women
next
and
week
kids.
Sunday. 2 days later, they canceled. I said, okay. I waited a few days. Everybody was still all excited. It was a birthday party going on. Everybody talking about the birthday. He went back into the chat and said, well, but what about 80, y'all? And then everybody got back, yeah, we are Remnant. I'm like, dude, y'all so running behind this guy and y'all don't even know the lie he's standing on.
Right.
And y'all think God is gonna back y'all. And y'all don't see how he's getting mopped up. Remember, look, the same thing, and I hope they go back and tell him, the same thing he did to them, so he say in police accountability, it's the same thing I'm doing to him. But he still think God is with him, God is with him.
Yeah.
I'm
And
like,
he's
dude, you
not.
talk about this all the time, and you talk about how when you do all this, how God is not gonna be with you if you found to be disobedient and not submitted. And I said that.
Right.
And I'm mopping you up with them same words, but he don't, and the remnant is like, yeah, we don't see it. We don't see it. And I'm like, go back and read that Bible, how they was able to conquer the Israelites because they was found to be disobedient and not submitted. See, they think that shit is just in the Bible. They don't think that can happen right now.
Yeah. Here, let me go over the definition of a cult real quick, okay? Just so everybody can understand what a cult is, okay? A cult is generally defined as a cohesive, often small and new social group characterized by intense devotion to a charismatic leader, strict authoritarian control, and iso pretty much isolation tendencies. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I took a little sip. They often use deceptive, manipulative, and coercive techniques to control members, frequently causing significant psychological or financial harm. This is the exact definition of a motherfucking cult, bro. Just so you all know.
But you know how they hide behind it because they call it culture. Remember I told you
Yeah.
Lucifer cannot lie. That's the only way he stay in good standing. He got to tell you the truth.
Well,
So when they get deceived and they say, "Oh God, but we didn't know," it's like,
mm-hmm.
well, didn't he say that it was a cult? Oh, but he said culture.
What's the first couple words of
Example.
culture?
You know, it's
First couple
right
letters,
there.
sorry. First couple letters of culture is right there. So, salty spoken, when you're like, what makes this a quote? It's the exact definition of a quote. You have one man that's calling the shots, and you all, there's not a true hierarchy system. It's D, Dre, and then you have Athena that's right there to lead the women. But that's all, like, you know what I mean?
But hold on, let me add to that. Also, what makes it a cult is when you have a bunch of followers that's gonna follow a man and nobody cares about the lie.
Right.
I'm not gonna. I told my son Elijah. Elijah told me, Dad, I will follow you everywhere you go. I said, well, man, make sure I'm standing in truth though.
Mm.
Dumb dudes don't care if it's a lie. That's why
They
I'm
want
like,
somebody
you
to.
not keep putting it out there. Man, it's the lie. It's the lie. Oh man, forget Eddie. I'm like, but yeah, but y'all not worried about the lie he did? No, we don't care about it. And it's like, I'm like, yeah,
Salty
man, the most high
spoken.
is not even there no
It's
more.
new to y'all.
God is not there.
Salty is talking about you just said new. Um, no, D only fights women. He said this is not new. So let me just be clear. Salty spoken, just so you can see my face. Hello. This has happened prior to the remnant becoming a thing. So of course I know it's not new. I've been around longer than you. Who are you to even tell me anything? These people were actually considered my family. I was actually in this prior to you all starting. You paid for this. I didn't pay for this. I didn't have a choice. That's what makes me and you different, salty spoken. To be honest, you're so convicted for these men that are not going to look out for you and they're only going to protect themselves. So whatever you all decide to do, that's fine. But also, salty spoken, I encourage you. If you ever salty spoken, Detroit ready, whoever. If y'all see me in Washington, please run up on me. Please come speak to me. Please, and y'all will see the character of the man that I am. Genuinely, this ain't nothing. Y'all will genuinely see what's going down over here. You feel me?
But you know, I'm gonna tell you too. I'm gonna tell you too how you know it's going down. The last meeting I was at with them, they was talking about getting guns.
So it was.
And I'm like, this
uh,
brother in the nation is showing y'all how to do security. And I'm like, they've been doing this for over 30, 50
So
years with no gun, protecting the minister. And now
they
y'all
are
talking
jealous.
about getting guns. But it was a time when Dre was saying, yeah, if somebody even think about doing any harm to me, they gonna die. So I'm like, so what you need guns for?
Yeah, what do you need guns
It's
for if
like,
you
man,
protect it?
it's so in their
Yeah,
face. It's so in their face that they
yeah.
can't see it. I'm like, yeah, man, die over there with them.
Salty
Just
spoken.
go
What you
ahead and die
what you
over there
gotta
with them,
understand
man.
is what salty spoken gotta understand is the only type of people that got this information that was around Dre was either a woman and or family, close family members and family friends. Besides anything that Dre spoke on publicly. So when you say 15 years ago, I'm just referring to my time that I was with D as far as living. I've known D my whole life. But when it in regards to things like what this has been a tight knit thing that they now have sold to you. You got sold this divinity. You got sold this promise. You got sold this culture. You know what I mean? I was born into it, brother. I didn't have a choice. So you over here, it's not about it being new or not being new. It's new. It's been out for a couple of years. You can't define when something is new and or fresh. It does not still negate the fact that you have a cohesive, often small, new and or social group. And that's what you all are. You're devoted behind Dre's teaching. If everybody has to go to Dre, who does Dre go to? The Holy Ghost. And you all took that as an answer. But you're over here trying to debate me, and brother, you're lost. Have I benefited from the information? What are you talking about? Are you talking about the principles of being a good person? Have I benefited from being a good man? Of
Man, look,
course.
you going over their heads. You going over their heads
Yeah.
because they think that they can only get that through
It,
Dre.
yeah, this information, as
I mean,
long as you can study the Quran and find the information. You can study the Bible. You
exactly.
can study any Buddhist text and find this information. But you all are just so convicted that y'all have to understand when Dre went through his kidney surgery and everything like that, who helped him out during that? Who paid for that? That was Maurice Goodley II. And he paid for that due to the information that he believed he was receiving. So D used to try. I went through all the phases with D and his women while he's trying to tell you how to conduct with the remnant woman. I could walk you into how D did everything in behind his ism. He's not no true ism. He's not no true game. He's not anything like that. But he came to Dre so that he can have control over his women because he promised things that he wasn't able to show forth on. Rider-friendly clothing started back in 2011, 2012. That was supposed to be his first big thing. You got to understand, like, look, if y'all know anything about Dre eats healthy, right? Where did he learn to eat healthy from? My aunt, that was introduced to me as my aunt by Dre and Athena, Rita G. Look up Rita G Photography. That's an old close friend of Dre's. She gamed Dre up and taught him everything about veganism. I'm just here to explain just a little bit because y'all just think these dudes have this information and they don't. They don't.
Hey, but
it's not abnormal.
I'm going to say this about the information. And I'm not telling them that it's wrong, it's blah, blah,
It's
blah.
not about the information.
But the thing is, it's like, man, it's all medicine. I can go to the nation, they have FOI classes tonight. I can go to the nation and get some cool information. That don't mean I gotta stay there.
Mm-hmm.
But every now and then, I'll pop up at the nation. I'll listen to their information. I'll be like, okay. Sometimes I go to the church and I'm gonna get some information from the church. So I'm just saying, like, they think like, oh my God, you trying to say that Dre's information is like, nah, man, he got some cool information over there. Don't get stuck right there. Once you get stuck, you lost. That's it. Once you get stuck, because now you can't use it. That's why I said the thing I said about D. If you got to keep running to Dre about every little thing every day.
Listen to this.
You're constantly running to him for the information. There's no growth. When I said it with my children, I threw them out to the woods. Man, shit. See if what you know going to work. If not, come back and we'll talk about it. You don't know what you got if you constantly calling me, leaning on me, asking me. So if you watch, man, you go watch The Last Dragon, Matrix, all that. All them movies is telling you the same thing. Man, you're the one.
Mm-hmm. See, the thing is, they fail to understand that it's a cult because there's no true hierarchy. Your opinion does not matter in the eyes of Dre and or D because you're receiving your information from them. So when you decide to leave, what did they do with Eddie? D said, we taught you everything. You didn't teach a motherfucking damn thing.
Man, come on.
You didn't teach a motherfucking damn thing at all. So it's just one of those things. Like, Salty Spoken definitely is kissing the tip, chat. They're getting on Salty Spoken right now in the chat. The only reason why is just because it's hard for you to believe that you can never gain a position. What do you think? You think you're gonna be right there neck and neck with D? And y'all gonna be on the same eye level? No, D will still try to hold some type of dominion over you, along with Dre. And that's just what it is. You all cannot grow in this organization. There's not anything set for you all to grow. You all are meeting every week because that's what they promised you all. That's the only reason why y'all are meeting every week.
Let me say it. Dang, it left. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
They come back.
No, you good. Surprise Goldfish. Yeah. Surprise Goldfish. That's my mod. Yeah. He's a part of the brainwashed group, the Remnant, the cult that's led by Andre Taylor. Andre, formerly known as Gorgeous Dre Taylor, and then Darrel Maurice Goodley II. Darrel Maurice Goodley II was formerly known as my godbrother. He does not fight men. Just so y'all know, if y'all ever receive a threat from D, he does not fight niggas. He only beats on women and children. He beats on Lil Rashad. That's his girl Jot's little cousin. You know what I mean? He beats on his son. He beat on me. He beat on my nephew Jaden. Bad too. It's not just like some roughhousing, y'all. He really disciplines people. And like I said, I went through a lot with this individual. D is never worth the job. That's my whole thing. People wondering why I'm here. Yeah, we can say everything X, Y, and Z about Dre. I'm here to say that Dre don't got Dre's information is not that. He is not the end all be all, and you all are being deceived. That's what I have to say about Dre. But when it comes to D, that nigga is a bitch. He won't fight men. He only beats on women and children. He abused me. He abused my nephew. does not have a job, never has had a job, does not know how to make no real money. Let's just put it out there. Sorry, my fault. Technically, a couple years ago, because he was kissing on me and all the other shit, that falls along the lines of sexual assault. So while they're trying to say Eddie needs to be put on the list, D needs to be put on the list, I think D is in love with men. Y'all should see how he treats his women. I promise you, he does not treat his women well. I've seen D sock his mom, choke out his mom. I've seen him choke multiple bitches in front of me. Yada, I mean, I just want y'all to understand. Y'all trying to call me emotional. That sounds like a very emotional individual right there. You know what I mean? Get uncomfortable around him. The room get tense when he enters, just bringing around him. I've seen the room get tense. Yeah, the room gets tense. So all y'all trying to call out Eddie for saying what he's saying, y'all gonna be championing him, and all you dudes as part of Remnant, y'all gonna reach back out to this man, and y'all might reach back out to me. I don't give a fuck. But when all this shit falls through the water, you can't say that Eddie did not try to warn y'all. He's dealing with this directly with his family. I don't care what these men have convinced you all over. Two of his children are trying to side with this man, and this Dre is championing that perspective. He's encouraging that. That is not a good man and or a great leader. A leader brings a family together by any means necessary. A leader can put his pride aside and take accountability when he's wrong. Dre had a list of rules that he did not follow. Yeah, this man could bend the rules, and he'll bend you over too. You know what I mean? That's how I look at this shit, you know? So when y'all understand
Well, I
why I'm
think that
here, this is why I'm doing it.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It was the fact like even with all this going on, he's too big to apologize for a rule he made up.
Well, he's mad now that
I
you
didn't
called him
make the
out.
rules.
He might never apologize now.
Yeah, yeah. So it's kind of like, dude, these rules you made up with. So you came up with. So if I'm checking you on your rule and asking you to make it right, you feel like you so big that you feel like you ain't even got to do that. So hey man, like I said, I'm glad them dudes is over there.
Mm-hmm.
They can, hey man, you know what I'm
We,
saying?
we,
The more them dudes go over there with Dre, the more the rest of us will have a better place.
hey,
You
give
know,
me one
we're
second.
thinkers on this
The
side.
camera's on you. Just give me 1 second.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, we thinkers on this side, man. They don't want to think. They want to Dre. So what you think about this? Dre, what you think about what should I do, Dre? It's like, man, and I that's why dude's been single up under Dre leadership 3 years and counting, but y'all got it made. It's like, come on, man. Y'all can't even get a woman. Y'all can't talk to a woman without 1 minute. It's cool to go to the club. Now you can't go to the club. Now, you know, come on, man. The last time his daughter Shayla was around, it was at the strip club. He was paying for lap dances for her. Now you can't go to the strip club. That's out of bounds. It's like, man, come on, man. You can't be making up rules when you see fit. But then him and Naya in Cancun dancing, partying, all at the club, and her uncle see her like, damn, who's this pregnant girl half naked out here dancing in the club? But anybody else go to the club, you out of bounds. Man, get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Yeah, nah, man. Yeah, nah. Yeah, we've had a lot of people tap into this live, man. I do want to say I really do appreciate. We don't have to close it now, but I do want to say I do appreciate you coming in and speaking with me, in regards to
Oh
this
yeah.
matter. You know, and sharing your experience, just because, you know that this a lot of people. The reason why it was important to me, and when I seen just everything that you were saying, I'm like, well, I reached out to you. I reached out to Salt Spoken page, the actual Salt Spoken page, and your son Elijah. And I'm gonna be honest, I was like, bro, I have to come in here and share my story and how this impacted me. So a lot of y'all are, questioning. Some of you Remnant followers is questioning me or whatever. This impacted my real life, like, directly. And if
All
I
right.
can help
I got
somebody
a
else,
question.
I'm gonna tell y'all to get the fuck away and far away as fast as possible. It's like a group mentality. So weird. They stop thinking for themselves. Yeah, surprise goldfish. If they're learning how to be the best man and or woman that they could be through God. Okay, and so that's what these gentlemen are promising them when it comes to. I didn't even know that they were giving them a promise of some sorts, which is crazy. But
Well,
yeah.
hey, this what I think. Uh, why don't the remnant that's in the group pick a leader amongst them, which that's not gonna happen. They're gonna be confused because they don't know who is who. Why don't they pick a leader and speak for the remnant while we in here?
Yeah, I mean, if y'all want to speak and hop into my Discord.
Why are they champion for a lie? Why they don't care about the lie? Why are they doing all this to to keep the lie going? The lie could have been squashed long time ago. When I been asked Dre, man, hey man, look, just apologize, man.
Right.
Why wasn't there a voice of any of these followers, because they're not leaders, any of the followers to question Dre on why?
Yeah. No, because they
This
won't.
dude, this dude pulled out a lottery ticket. This dude had dudes sitting in front of him, crisscross applesauce, where he was talking about, and then he talking about the promise, and they sit there talking about the promise, and then he pulls out the lottery ticket. They didn't even know. They said the whole world was gonna see this thing that the guy was about to do, and he tricked them and pulled out a lottery ticket. And then a couple of days later, took him to the movies. Like, man, hey, fuck that shit. Yeah. We got other things to do, man. Just just wait for the next promise. So
So,
I want a spokesperson for the remnant to speak on their behalf on what it is, what they
so,
believe, and why. Uh, why can't nobody question
so
anything?
wait, the lottery ticket. What do you mean? Like he played the lottery and he's like, this is like we're gonna win the lottery or something?
Oh, ask them. Ask them. They in the chat. Ask them what the
Well,
promise was for
QRS,
413.
QRS. I think this is one of your sons. He said or sons or daughter. They said everything my dad's saying is true. So they said that.
Yeah, ask the remnant. They in the chat. Ask them what was the promise for 413, 414.
Yeah, what's the promise?
What did Dre pull out?
And he took that what? So all y'all money that y'all paying monthly is just going to movie dates? And they trying to call me all
No,
daughter.
don't let them trick you. Don't stay on the promise. What was the promise?
Okay, what was the promise? What was the promise? Salty spoken. Where you at? We didn't mute you. Where some of y'all at? I know Bullin banned a couple of y'all ass. What was the promise though? Did this? That's what I'm saying. Are y'all fighting? Are y'all in my chat talking to me about a goddamn lottery ticket? Y'all fighting over a lottery ticket? Y'all think this nigga gonna win the lotto?
The lottery, yeah.
Oh,
The
it's 7
videos is up
p.m. They're
on
in
my.
class. What's up, man? Are y'all watching this in class? What y'all? Wait, what the fuck are they in class for? I'm wondering what kind of class. What are they talking about today in class? Betrayal?
Yeah, 7 o'clock. It would be 7 o'clock.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Hey, man.
You see how they ghost? You see how they get ghosts? 7 o'clock. It's time to go. But still, ain't nobody over there standing on truth. Nobody. There's just a whole lot of pathetic dudes running from accountability. Dre, like I said, Dre tried to post I got my children mother
This.
pregnant at 14, which is a lie. But dude, you had a 4 counts of which he was
My,
sleeping with her.
but. He,
You know what I'm saying? He had they gonna
so.
say, okay, we're gonna stick with the pimping. But he was sleeping with the girl too, and
My,
he just met her.
my
Like, come
thing
on, there's a
is.
whole lot of tricking going on around here.
Salty Spoken came in the chat talking to me about how it's in a cult, and you got this nigga promising y'all shit on certain days of the year.
Yeah, man, lottery ticket. It's you go into my what's that?
Ooh.
Checkmate, the king is dead. Instagram. It's all on there.
They Expose always just got in the chat and they said it's incest allowed in the remnant.
No, I don't think no, I'm not gonna go that far.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, that's a lot.
You know.
That's
Yeah,
crazy. That's
that's
crazy.
crazy.
But no,
But my daughter was with Dre's son, KP, and now she's with his dad. So, you know, they
right.
saying that because the first thing I would have told her, like, if that would have came to me, if Naya would have came to me and had that conversation that, hey, Dre, blah blah blah. the first thing I would have said was, "Look how that look. You was just with his son, and now you with the dad. Look how that's gonna make you look." But like I said, when I looked at her and she was all in to what he was saying, I said, "Yeah, he already put the
Ooh.
magic on it."
Who's the man that's supposed always? They said there's a man there, like in the Remnant, that has ancestral history.
Who?
Who? Put a name to it. Shit. Yeah. Who got the incest shit going
If it
on?
is, I don't know. I'm not. Even though the Remnant is doing all this lying and Dre doing all this lying and all the dudes over there is nothing but liars and lying, I'm not gonna stoop down to that because I still have my accountability and
It,
principles and morals that I thought we all stood on, but I guess it was just me, my son, and my daughter.
yeah. They said he
Because none of
knocked.
them is standing on them.
Expose. Who you talking about? Expose always. They said he also knocked up a minor. So I don't know if he. I don't
Mm.
know. I don't know what they're referring to, but nah, man, it's cool, bro. I mean, I'm trying to think if there's more things that we need to cover because we showing y'all how there's a cult. It's a cult. You know what I mean? We've covered quite a lot. I'm gonna post this on my YouTube, this live stream, and Tad Salt Spoken, just so y'all can have it and repost it
Okay.
and clip it up however y'all need to. But
All right.
um,
Cool. Cool.
you know, I we we wanted to take this time and, like I said, champion everything that put chat follow only if you want to talk. I know I was thinking about doing that. I was thinking about doing that. True Blue, give me a second. I was thinking about doing that, but we're gonna see. What is something? Is there anything else that you would like to say, real quick, Eddie? Just at all that maybe you haven't
Now
covered.
I want to know. I want to know if anybody else got any some good questions. Not no remnant questions. Like you know what I'm saying. Like
Oh, the fallout with Goldie. Anthony? Are you talking about which Goldie? Are you talking about Dre fallout with Goldie or D's fallout with Goldie? Do some research on one of the loudest guys there. He's thirsty for um thirsty for a wife. That's what they said. Dre and Goldie have never been. Goldie is D's dad. That's the man that raised D. You know what I mean? He from Vegas. That was also known as my goddad.
I'll be right back.
Nah, you good? I'm gonna talk to him real quick with Dre and Goldie. So when it comes to Dre and Goldie, Goldie has never been fond of Dre. I think Goldie was able to see that Dre was hustling his son early on. You know what I mean? So there was never a relationship between them. From my knowledge, Goldie never really fucked with Dre, and Dre don't really like to be around Goldie like that. Now I can speak to Goldie as my goddad. You know what I mean? And I had a lot of fun and was thankful for him as my goddad. And he's only put his hands on me one time, on the contrary to his son. One time. And that's when I showed up late to the hotel right before I moved to Colorado when I was like 15 years old. Goldie knew D was a sucker. Exactly. Like, Goldie took care of D. Um, when I was like 4, man, like, me and Goldie used to go everywhere together. And I think D was jealous of our relationship. So Goldie used to send me around the house just to find little random, like, D used to hide his money and, like, his workout equipment and shit. And so when I was 4, I used to find like wads of money, cash, all this shit that D used to hide around the house. And Goldie used to take that money and take me shopping at Toys R Us. But D, once he met Dre, he pretty much was like, "This is my dad now." You know what I mean? I'm gonna talk to him about everything and anything. And Dre was highly respected in the household that we had and occupied together. So it's one of those things that, like, D put Dre above above the man that raised him and took care of him.
So
That's what
basically,
makes
he's
me
doing
think,
what my son is doing.
yeah. So that's why Nas probably could relate to D in that way because D has taken care of Dre. Goldie is a real one. Goldie is a real one. Goldie has looked out for me. He bought me my first pair of Jordans ever in life. So some of y'all coming in here, it's like y'all coming and y'all talking about family business. Y'all not even related. Eddie is related. I'm related. Y'all is talking about family business. You know what I mean? But in regards to it, yeah, I think my goddad Goldie was able to see Dre for who he is. And when I met Dre has never had any money like that. You know what I mean? D literally supported his whole lifestyle. So I thought the information was nice, and I respected Dre because he was nice to me. Dre knows I went through abuse. My very first time cutting the grass, D grounded me because the lines were crooked. I didn't. This is my first fucking time cutting the grass. During that time, Dre had to talk to him because D was just going off on me. I guess he didn't want me to embarrass him in front of Dre. You know what I mean? Everything's documented, bro. Like, I got food that Athena cooked for me and my nephew years ago on Instagram and all this shit. If y'all want to make it seem like this doesn't matter, then y'all gotta understand the type of people that y'all around and how deceptive that they can be. You know what I mean? Eddie, can you speak on Dre
Yes,
living
it's
off
sad.
SSI? He's living off of SSI and living off of D.
Dre even said, well, in fact, when we moved to Washington, the first time we was all over at D house,
Physically, yeah.
Dre
So
was nervous. Dre was nervous
I got my ass
because he
beat for
was
three
saying they
years
was
by
about to
D.
cut his SSI off, and he was gonna have to try to have Dove call down there and see if they can reinstate him. Because he was saying by him having that kidney, that kidney, whatever. I think he was only allowed to be on SSI for like 4 years.
Mm.
But anyway, however where that go, he the only person I know that had a kidney situation. But he was saying how last year when we first moved here, he got a letter saying they was gonna cancel his SSI. That's how I found out he was on SSI. You see what I'm saying? So you've been dealing with these kidneys for at least what 10, 15 years or whatever. That go to show you, because remember, mind you, just said the last time he worked is
D is a
when he was
pimp.
on when he got out on parole. When he said he was working doing the gasoline thing and he was laying tile. Those only two jobs he had. And then the kidney thing jumped off.
When the
So
kidney thing happened, y'all gotta understand that's when D took whatever money he was making from the game, whatever y'all want to call it, his pimping, whatever the fuck it may be. He sent his bitches was making money, and he sent that money straight to Dre after he paid whatever bills. But usually, y'all know how the game go, nigga. You pay your rent 6 months in advance. You're not worried about the rent. You feel me? Yeah, that I mean, pay 6 months, and then when it get close, pay for another 6 months. They said, also, Eddie, can you speak on how you mentioned Dre watches other content to make content for the Remnant?
um oh man, I wish I had these videos. I had some videos in my email, but of course, the my fact the Remnant got it because they had hacked my email, so I had deleted a lot of stuff. But it's uh it's some white preachers. One sometimes he will post one every now and then on in the Remnant chat, but it's those guys. Uh oh man, I hate I deleted all that stuff. And I was thinking about that today because it was some cool stuff. But I'm trying to think how did I was listening to one of them. You know what? I'm gonna go through my text messages.
Okay.
Torah, because I had sent some of them to my kids, and I was
Mm.
listening to it. Like pull up like Mind of a Conqueror, uh, spiritual stuff like that. Like, man, listen, go on YouTube and pull up spiritual conquerors. You got to remember how Dre said you got to broaden it out. Pull up videos on that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and you gonna start hearing. Hold on, I was listening to one video. I called. I don't know which one of the kids I called. I said, man, this is Dre class.
Right.
Because mind you, I already done been through some spiritual stuff,
That
so
be
I
bullying.
I know I pretty much know where a person is at, and I'm not being cocky or nothing like that. So every time I would hear Dre talk, I'm like, man, he got something. but he would be missing stuff. Like he would have peanut butter, but it'd be missing jelly in the bread. So I'm like, he got something, but I don't know what it is. But when I started listening to different things on YouTube, I'm like, damn, that sounds like Drake. Plus, you got AI. He did one class where he was talking back and forth with AI.
What?
You know, I'm not even gonna call them spiritual people, but I know some spiritual people that sit up and they be trying to have deep conversations with AI and, asking them different questions and all this carrying on stuff. I'm gonna tell you when I think Dre, when I when I meditated and I text Dre, I wish I still had to check because I deleted all his stuff. I texted him that night and said, man, I was meditating and they baptized me in fire. And all he said was, are you still with me? But then I sent the same text to my loved ones back in Detroit, and it was like, oh man. And then we was all comparing notes about what happened. And then I pulled it up, because I didn't know what the hell that mean. And I'm like, pull up, if y'all interested, pull up baptized in blue fire and look at what that means. And I know Dre had to do that. I'm like, man, this dude talking about the salting process. And here I am. And if Dre is listening to this, he knows the text I sent him. Because mind you, everything I'm doing it for the remnant. I'm like, man, what that mean? I got baptized in blue fire. Are you with me? And I said, dang. I said, okay, well, let me send this back home and see what they say. You know what I'm saying? Let me
Right.
send this to my spiritual brothers and sisters to see what they say. And it was a whole different thing. And I was like, yeah, he's missing some things.
So is he saying that
Those
like
were my
because you got to call him from something else, right? Because you had this vision or you had this dream, right? For which you got baptized in blue fire. Is he saying, "Are you with me or against me?" Is that more so what he was saying with that, or what you think he meant?
he I took it like he blew it off because he didn't know what that meant.
Mm.
But everybody on this other side do know what it means. So that what made me have to look back at Dre again, like, bruh, you talk all this, God talk to you and all this carrying on stuff. Why you don't know that? So I went on the internet and looked it up. Baptized in blue fire. Like I said, he talks about the salting process. I'd rather be baptized in blue fire. But these are things though that like I said in the beginning, like I said, man, I love Dre and I still love Dre now. You know what I'm saying? I'm mad that I gotta look at my grandson dad, my first grandson at that dad as a con artist. Cause I'm like, dude, you lied to us. You know what I'm saying? The compromise. So, but dealing with all that, man, it's just like, like whatever, man.
Nah,
Got to deal with it, man.
nah, I hear that.
So, but I was really hoping that this whole remnant thing, man, I'm telling you, I never saw myself, I never saw myself leaving. But at the same time, with the information I already had, a lot of times what Dre would talk about, I didn't listen to. I would only listen to the parts that already connected to me. You see
Okay.
what I'm saying? So he talked about accountability, responsibility. You know what I'm saying? We didn't read the Bible. So we never read the Bible, we never read the Quran. So it's like all his information is coming from these other sources and the Bible. We didn't get our sources from that. So that's why I was kind of laughing with my son when he showed me that they got my lessons and I was laughing. I was like, man, even if these guys would have got my lessons, somebody still have to teach it to you. Because you can read it, but you don't know what it's talking about.
You
You see
have
what
to
I'm saying? You
decipher
gonna
the
look at it
language.
real surface and think like, oh man, okay, yeah, we got his lessons. But you have to be taught those lessons. So I'm just looking at my son like, man, if those was the real lessons, like, bro, you don't know what you have.
Right.
Like you think it's that easy? It's not the Bible. It's like, but my whole thing was, like I said, man, I was hoping that we was gonna really grow into a powerful movement where we was using the information and we was gonna be,
Building communities.
crushing these systems and you know what I'm saying? We man, we about to man, even when I was in Detroit, I said, man, we gotta go out here and see what Dre doing, man. He ain't about to be out there by himself, putting in some work. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then we come out here and hey, man, you not doing nothing? Okay, well let's create something on our own. None of the brothers want to do nothing. Y'all just want to wait on Dre. It's like I'm like I could have stayed in the nation and did this. At least
Right.
they're more organized.
Hmm.
But now I'm the bad guy because I'm like, bro, y'all not doing nothing. Like, look, we're not doing anything, and now they mad at me. It's like, yeah, man, the small minds over there, and I'm dealing with infinite minds. Like, I outgrew that, and that was one thing Dre and Dove will always say. Like when we would go over to their house for like our family meetings and carrying on. Like, oh man, Aiden, I think one day you're gonna just outgrow us, like you did them other things. Like I never was into them other things to outgrow them. Like when I joined the Jewish community, it was in line with things that I already knew, but I wanted to see what they was doing.
Yeah.
Like, why all the Jews got all this money? What's their secret? And they
Hmm.
let me in.
Yeah.
The same thing with the nation. The same thing, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm not going over here places just to like I'm trying to find me a home. I already know what I got. So a thing I know some brothers gonna, probably thinking if they still in. I had it's some crap. I ain't gonna go through that. It's crazy. But
They are the new 2026 version of Pinky and the Brain. That's funny as hell.
yeah, you
That's
know.
just funny. No, sorry.
But
They
it's
talking
crazy
shit in
though,
the
man, because
chat.
black people, like I said before, man, we all looking for empowerment, and it's like we all waiting for our time,
Mm-hmm.
and then for dudes to play on that. You know what I'm saying? And now we back doing the same thing that niggas do, and the white folks sitting up there laughing at us like, dang, they couldn't get past the woman.
They couldn't. Yeah. Yeah. Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So you know how you
Damn.
see how small that make us look as remnant. I'm like it, but they don't see it. Now they rather fight against me instead of holding Dre accountable. Like, yeah, man, come on, what we doing? They don't
Yeah.
want to do that. Instead, they want to just spend all their time on me. It's like, come on, bring it.
Yeah. Nah, man. Nah, these guys is crazy, man. They really are, man. Damn. We've covered a lot. We've covered a lot in this call. We covered a lot.
Okay, yeah.
You
I
feel
said
me?
one day we'll do it again. Pick up some other topics, whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. I'm open.
We could let it happen naturally, you know what I mean? As far as like if there's things that, even if your other son, if Elijah won't get on here and we all get on a Discord call, he could still join the call, you know what I mean? We could,
Oh yeah.
do
Okay.
it up, but I'm sure we're going to be in conversation just because of the clips and everything that's probably going to come out from this. We've been on live now officially right over 3 hours, and
Golly.
we've had pretty much on average between 40 and 50 concurrent viewers this whole time. You know what I mean? Just so you can understand, there's been a lot of people coming in and out. I appreciate everybody because there's a lot of people that came up and showed up for Eddie today too. That was in the chat. So you see a lot of these Remnant cult members in the chat, but we have a lot of other people showing up and champion a lot of things that Eddie has said here today. I just want to go
Yeah.
over the definition of a cult real quick, just so y'all can understand that a cult is generally defined as a cohesive, often small and/or new social group characterized by intense devotion to a charismatic leader, strict authoritative control, isolation tendencies. They often use deceptive manipulation and coercive techniques to control members, frequently causing significant psychological or financial harm. You all, please do not get hustled by the remnant and what you all view these people as. You have people like Eddie B, Salt Spoken, and his son Elijah, just their family in general that is championing this perspective. And you have someone like myself. Again, my name is Khalil. They also call me Cool and K. But again, we're speaking about this not just due to our own personal experiences, so that any of you all don't get conned moving forward. You know.
Yeah.
Is there anything? Because I think this would be a good point to close this out, and then we could reconvene at maybe a later date. But is there anything you want to say before what I'm saying we close this out, Eddie?
Like you said,
I
man,
appreciate you
you can find us too over there on that Soft Spoken.
on
And then
YouTube,
on my
Instagram.
IG, What's my IG? Checkmate. The king is dead.
Yeah, let me see if I could pull up your IG right now. I'm pulling that up for everybody here. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Oh, actually, I have it. So if y'all wanna follow Eddie, it's Checkmate. The King is dead. Right here, you see everything that he's posting, all the updates in regards to these individuals, what they're doing, and like I said, bro, we just really covered the surface today. We didn't go extremely in depth. We covered the surface. Yep, at
Yeah.
Salt Spoken on Instagram. I just wanted to show this picture of D looking like Bluebird or Big Bird. So yeah, that's the abuser here. But then you also have the cult leader right here. From American pimp to American cult leader, Andre Taylor, Gorgeous Dre, known for making followers pray and fast for lottery tickets and speaking in tongues to manifest God's promises. Just so y'all know, and I'm gonna pull up the Salt Spoken YouTube here real quick too, just so y'all can see it. I'm just showing them y'all social medias real quick, Eddie.
Yeah.
Hold
Yeah.
on,
Yeah.
because y'all gotta make sure y'all follow, check in. I'm a follow the Salt Spoken page, but if y'all don't follow me back, I definitely am unfollowing. But not just because y'all don't follow me back, you know what I mean. But here's the thing. Eddie put this on
Yeah.
Soft
We
Spoken
definitely gonna follow
YouTube.
you.
Eddie does. Y'all do have. If your son needs to know how to save the video, just tell him to hit me up and I can show him where to save the vibe from.
Okay.
But also I'm gonna upload it on my YouTube. So if y'all want to wait till I upload it, then download it from there. You can. It's a 3 hour long VOD, so
Okay.
it's gonna be big. But any final words, bro,
Man,
before we close out?
nah, man. I appreciate this. All this right here, man. We standing on the truth, principles, and
Come on.
accountability, man. I ain't trying to, throw no dirt on their name and all that. Still want to, do this with integrity. As you can see it in the IG, it do get, it do get crazy, but
Right.
at the same time, it's like that just me adding more and more pressure because all this started with asking for an apology.
Hmm.
That's it. So yeah, I'm gonna have my son get at you, man, because I don't know
Yeah.
how to do all this technology stuff and all that,
Nah,
man.
you good. Have them get at me. And I'm gonna follow them back on Instagram. Just I unfollow. I sent y'all messages. I unfollow because I'm like, man, maybe they on the. I was like, maybe they on the Remnant time. Maybe they trying to do some more other shit. I'm like, I'm trying to. You feel me? So
Nah.
I made sure I followed you, so I stayed updated. But I'm gonna follow. I'm gonna follow Elijah too. And just tell him to look
Okay. Yeah,
out for it.
I seen you when on my IG though. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we good then.
Okay,
All
bet.
right, man. Peace and love, man.
Hey, much love, man. I appreciate you coming on and just rocking with us today. And I'll be in touch with you, man. I hope you have a good evening. Don't be scared of these Remnots and all that.
Oh man.
And I know Eddie want to hold some integrity. I'm going to say, bro, I held integrity for too long. Fuck the Remnant. Fuck Andre Taylor. Fuck Darrel Maurice Goodley II. Them niggas is cult leaders. Darrel beats women. He does not fight men. That's what I'm going to say about it. But my fault, Eddie. I'm going to let you go, though, brother. And I'm going to close out this stream,
Okay.
man.
All right. Peace, man.
Much love, man. Thank you again. Come on. That's a big W, y'all. Can I just get some W's, man? Can I just get some W's, man, while we close this thing out, man? W Eddie, you feel me? W everybody that done tapped in. Cancel me later. Bulling off the perky shit. Smokes a lot. D-Love pre-2020. QRS Stove. At King's Way 1, I appreciate you. Even for the Remnots that came in here or whatever. Expose always. Even for all these guys, the Salty Spoken. Shout out to Anthony 1984. Shout out to True Blue. Shout out to everybody up in this motherfucker. Roll call. I appreciate y'all. Surprise Goldfish. I thank y'all for hearing my story. I thank y'all for just listening to us for this long. You feel me? Like, it's not easy talking about this. It's not easy talking about abuse. And then you got people coming in here trying to troll, trying to define things for myself, you know what I mean? And define things for other people, trying to distract us, man. You gentlemen are part of the Remnant. Y'all are part of a cult. You know what I mean? Y'all got to get your lives together. That is not no real game. Stop getting swayed by these people that can't really benefit you all in life. You know what I mean? I'm a college educated man. I went through a lot to get to this position to where I'm able to even speak about the things that I went through. And I'm not burdened by my experience. I'm only stronger through that. You understand me? So when it comes to you all trying to be on this self-righteous type of kick, man, they lied to you all, man. They have you all befuddled and fooled, man. And you're going to see them continue to crack and break. That's why you all were aware of this. Because if what I said didn't matter, you all wouldn't even know about it. And that's a fact. That's a fact. My name is Khalil. They also call me Cool and K. I appreciate every fucking body that was able to come in here. W. the Martin Love, even Rico Juno that came through. Bit Talk, Bit Walk, you coming through talking shit. But whatever. Quest Talk is cool. Mr. I Don't Know Nothing. Fuck you, D. Leilani, I appreciate you for coming in, tapping in. And yeah, you know what I mean? And to all them other people that y'all saying whatever, remnants, y'all hit me on my personal Instagram if y'all really want some smoke, my nigga. I'll be honest with you. I'll beat any one of you niggas up. I'm gonna be real with you. I understand bro was on that other shit. I'll beat you niggas asses, bro. Willingly and easy, bro. I'm trying to tell y'all scared of D? D gonna get hurt fucking with me. That's why D not in the chat. That's why D try to come in here and say whatever. Nah, you're an abuser, bro. You're an abuser, and reckoning shall happen, nigga. Your day has come, boy. Pause or no Diddy. I don't give a fuck. No, fuck the pause, fuck everything. Your day has come, and that's now. That's why we gonna continue to expose all you motherfuckers. That's why I tagged Dre in my post. I tagged D. I tagged this Instagram. Y'all gonna try to talk to me about this individual. I'm gonna tell you about these motherfuckers right now, and I'm gonna tell you exactly how the fuck it went. Yada what I mean? If y'all want to know where me and D lived in Colorado, look at my stream from yesterday. The stream right before this one. Y'all see me in there crying, really shedding real tears of the things I went through and been through and experienced. So I don't care if y'all think it's emotional or whatever. I'm confident in my skin and I'm proud of the man that I am here today. But I will not allow a man like Darrel Maurice Goodley II and or Andre Taylor to continue pushing forth their narrative and continue trying to tell people that they're leaders. Dre is a sick man. He's a sick individual. And it's the same thing with D. D beats women. He beats children. He's currently beating children and women right now. We all need to shine a light on this situation. Darrel Maurice Goodley is not a good person. He is an abuser. He's never worked a job. He made money off of prostitution. That's what he's made his money from. That's what the fuck he does. Yada what I mean? He's not no real game. He forces women to do the things that they doing. Yada what I mean? That's how I grew up. That's what the fuck went on. But this nigga Darrel Maurice Goodley is a bitch. Okay? And that's what it is. I'm not, like, for a long time, y'all, I felt like I had years taken off of my life due to this experience and experiencing this with these people. W. Bullin, W. True Blue, W. Surprise Goldfish. This is actually the start of things I'm going to be doing every Monday, which is Mental Health Mondays. So, shout out to Anthony that came in the chat because he said mental health matters, because it does. A lot of people, if you're not in a good position, you could be easily swayed by luxurious things or nice promises. Do not let these people or these men promise you all anything that is going to help you feel like it's going to help you break a bitch. It's not going to help you break a bitch. Just so y'all understand, man, D has tricked on every woman he's got to be down for him. He paid their rent, paid their bills, and did all that shit. But I'm not going to be a broken record. I'm going to get out here while we still in good timing. And I appreciate everybody out there, man. I might talk about this again on the next Mental Health Mondays if I decide I want to go at them niggas again. I'm going to go at them niggas until I decide I don't want to fucking talk about it anymore. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. You feel me? So, again, if you're a part of the Remnant and you're here, man, y'all might want to decide and start calculating how much money you done spent on these individuals, bro. Because this shit's not good at all, my guy. Shit's not good at all. Everybody else, so look, this is what I'm going to do right now. You feel me? So, y'all, I want y'all to tap in with my brother. You know what I mean? He's here. He's doing his thing. W, my guy, Bullin. I appreciate everybody that came through and tapped in today throughout this live. And right now, this is what we're going to do. So, y'all, much love. I will get up with y'all later. And God bless him. God bless him, man. We real groovy like a drive-in movie. Real wavy like the motherfucking 80s. Okay? Y'all tap that link, tap that link, tap that link. And we are out of here.